changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about your how it shines. It's all about the Most High. It's all about your how it shines. Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yashala. It's all about the Most High. It's all about your how it shines. It's all about the Most High.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The Immaculate Conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claws, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings, the black Jesus, and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about your how it shines. It's all about the Most High. It's all about your how it shines.
Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yashala.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about your how it shines. It's all about the Most High.
Hey, Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
All right, thank you for joining us again for another class here at ISBHPK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're here out of Houston, Texas. Our address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. We also have a school in San Antonio, Texas. The address is 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. As well, we have a brother school in Albuquerque. The address is going to be 401 Copper Avenue, Northwest Albuquerque. We have a location as well in Austin, all right? They're meeting at the library, but if you're in Austin, please hit me up. Hit the priest's phones, and we'll be able to give you the exact location and time that they're holding class, all right? Our classes are Monday through Wednesday from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Friday night class is going to be 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. And the Sabbath morning class is going to be 10 p.m. until, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. or until whenever questions or class is over. All right? And again, we do have classes in Austin, so please hit us up if you need more information on that. We have kids class every Sunday from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. We have a lot of pre-recorded classes on there for you, and it's under ISBHPK Kids Channel. All right, so it's definitely good to have the kids on there looking at these videos rather than looking at these garbage rap stars, all these horrible videos that's on YouTube. Put them on something with some meaning behind it, and that will feed their spirit, all right, in this wicked world. Again, that is ISBHPK Kids Channel. As you know, we have our channel, ISBHPK, and we have all our live classes on there. We have a lot of old breakdowns, man, from Genesis, Revelations, your Daniels, a lot of deep classes that we have on there, dealing with, bipolar disorder. We have a class on that. A lot of different topics that will be good for you and to learn on, all right? That is ISBHPK. As well, we have a Blog Talk Radio from the brother Mashaba and all the brothers out there. You have Shalamah. You have Gabar out there in New Mexico and San Antonio holding down the Blog Talk show. That's going to be Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. until about 11:30. It's a 2-hour show. And the brothers, listen, they get into some serious conversations, some serious scripture throwing, and a lot of good edifying. And this is definitely something that you need. If it's not in the morning, if you can't listen to it, it's on their archive, so you can go back to it during the day. Listen, when I tell y'all, y'all will get fed. Your spirit will get fed on whichever button or class that you press, because it might speak to exactly what you need that day. So again, that is going to be blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. That's going to be Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. or check out the archives for that blog talk show. We have the sisters with Israel Wear. All right, Israel Wear orders can be found, or can be, you can hit your orders up on Facebook at Israel Wear from the sisters. If you see any type of garments, your armbands, your headbands, head coverings, listen, purses, the sisters do it all. Hit them up. If you want to put in an order, they'll definitely be able to take care of it. Listen, their what do you call it? Their workmanship is you know, is top notch. So hit the sisters up at Israel Wear. If you want to hit up the teachers, this is gonna be
text only during class.
Yeah, so text only during class. If you need to hit up the teachers, you can call them or text them outside of class. We have Priest Kazakia. His number is going to be 281-707-2737. Again, that is Priest Kazakia at the number 281-707-2737. And we have Priest Kwatazap. His number is 303-557-8979. Again, Priest Kwatazap's number is 303-557-8979. All right? And for those that don't like talking or texting, we have another avenue, because we know there's people out there like that. There's nothing wrong with it. We have an email that you can actually send your email, your questions, and your concerns through. It's going to be isbhpk@isbhpk.org. For all your questions and concerns, email that address. Again, that is isbhpk@isbhpk.org. All right? Any donations, listen, all donations and contributions is welcome and needed. If you can't send any type of monetary donations, as you see on the screen, we have a Wells Fargo account as well as a Google Wallet account. Listen, send anything. If you got some leftover pens from your preschool class, listen, send them through. If you got crayons, markers, highlighters, any type of Bibles, your annotated Bibles, your Zondervan Bible Patrol dictionaries, if you came across a book that you might think will edify and help the edification of your people, send it through, because we deal with a lot of people that come in through these doors that don't have a Bible, they don't have an apocrypha, they don't have pens and pencils nor paper. So everything's needed. And if anybody would like to contribute even to the school rent, listen, we've been doing this for over 10 years out here in Houston, and we have our own business. So if you can actually send in any type of monetary donation, it's greatly appreciated. And for those that are here in Houston, I'm going to bring this out. We have our own business in First Colony Mall. It's called American Eastern Oils. Eastern Oils, right in front of Victoria's Secret, where we have all your essential oils, your aromatherapeutic, as well as your body oils. Listen, I'm talking about top notch, your Chanels, your Blue Day, your Chanels, your Gucci, your Creeds. We do wonderful mixes for men, women, and children. So if you're in the area, you can support that way. If you're online and you want to smell good, hit us up and we'll send something out there to you. That's what we do. You can find us on Facebook as well, American Eastern Oils on Facebook. And once again, with all your contributions and those that have been sending, that have been giving monetary, even the Bibles, the apocryphers, the Zondervans, the dictionaries, we greatly appreciate it. And we ask you to continue as the Spirit has you to give. But with that, we're actually going to go right into class. So save those questions, hold them until the Sabbath night class.
Well, we're going to try to hit this class. Mm-hmm. And if we got time at the end, we'll take some questions. All right? So if you got questions in class, just hold on to them. Write them down. Can y'all hear me?
God.
Am I loud? Turn me up. Let me turn myself up.
No snare in your headphones.
There ain't none of that. Hello? Hello? Yeah, so there it is. There it is. Yeah, so we'll do questions if we have time after. What do we title the class?
How to destroy the works of the body.
How to destroy the works of the body. Now, think about it. Do we want to destroy the works that we put our hands to? It wouldn't make sense, right? We put in all this work. Brothers and sisters go without sleep, right? Sacrifice, give up, lose, to put in work for the Most High. And what happens? It gets destroyed somehow, some way, and you sitting back wondering like, wow, I'm doing all I can do. I'm doing everything that I can do. What is going on? What are some ways? We'll get y'all thinking a little bit, and we got time. What time is on our side, right? Time is on our side. So, what are some ways that our works as a body are destroyed? Who knows? I want y'all to participate. Well, when I say the body,
Oh, you mean like, okay.
I mean like the body, not one man's tabernacle, not one man's physical body, but the spiritual body. Let me make that clear.
The institution, the
institution.
church.
Yeah, if you want to listen, if you want to use the school, the church, think about it. Your works. How does somebody destroy your works? How does that happen? Who knows? Aria, I'm one.
God, bad name.
By giving things a bad name, right?
God.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Saying one thing and doing an opposite.
Hypocrite?
God.
That's a hypocrite, right?
God.
So saying one thing and doing another thing. Being hypocritical.
God.
What are some other ways? How are works destroyed? How are works destroyed unknowingly? Aria.
God, tailbearing.
Right? So you're hitting on these different spirits that come out. And they're easy to be seen, right?
God.
You could actually say, oh, this brother's doing this sister's doing that. Let's deal with that. What if you don't see it? What if from let's use the workplace. You guys ever hear the analogy, one bad apple spoils the bunch?
God.
Or one rotten apple spoils the bunch of apples?
God.
Now, do y'all think that's just an analogy?
Wow.
You know it's true, right?
God.
When you deal with apples, if you have one rotten apple and you put it with a bunch of other apples, it'll make the other apples rotten. It gives off a chemical. You gotta read it. It gives off a chemical that ripens the other apples too fast. So why do they use the analogy, one bad apple spoils the bunch? Because what does this one bad apple do? Shafak.
Infects the others.
Come on, go a little deeper. Infects them with what?
The chemical that you said it released.
Well, let's talk about now man. Let's talk about men. One bad apple, because they use it in relation to men.
God.
Right? They use it at work a lot. You hear that. Oh, it just takes one bad apple. Right? One bad apple. So what is it? So in relation to man, what is it saying? What does this one bad apple do? Shawashana. The example, right? This one bad apple, what does he do? He pushes out the wrong example. Or he says the wrong things at the wrong time. And what happens? All the other apples, if they're not strong, they latch on. They latch on to they latch on to that vibe, that weakness. They latch on to that, and what do they become? Just like that rotten apple. Think about a disgruntled employee. Y'all all been to a job in here.
God.
You got that one disgruntled employee that didn't like something that happened at the job, right? The email goes out. The whole company gets the email like, yeah, we're going to be changing this. You no longer have hour-long lunches. You got a half an hour, right? Or everyone has to park in the back of the building. You can't park in the front. Whatever jobs do these days, I don't know, they send out bulletins about everything. And jobs are always changing things, right? And you got that one person that's always like, man, you see what they over there doing? They doing this, and they doing that, and they change this, and they change that. And what does it do to everybody else around that wasn't even thinking about it or didn't even care? It incites them to start what? They start complaining. They start murmuring about the change, right? They start complaining and they start murmuring. That one bad apple, he infects. I'm going to use that word. He infects the bunch. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been reading. That's perfect. Like how, think about it. Like how we read, for those that have been in a Sabbath class, when you read about Korah and Moses and Dathan, right? When they came up against Moses, Korah spoke very well. So what he did was he was able to incite basically a riot and an uprising against Moses.
See, what people gotta understand is that this is one man that changed the minds of hundreds of thousands of people that followed him.
Yeah.
He literally got it to the point where the Israelites or the followers of Moses wanted to stone him, man. And it wasn't just 10 people, 100. It was like, I'm trying to think how many people.
It was a couple thousand people. I think like 30,000 people died, or I forget the number, but it was a few thousand people that followed Korah and Dathan. It was a few thousand people. It was about.
Because it's jealousy, but still.
It was I forget how many, man. But the point is, and the reason why I'm going about this class like this is because, think about it. If management sends out a memo, like, hey, we're changing things, and management is doing everything to make everyone happy, and there's this one man or one woman that's like, I don't like that. Is that management's fault? It's more than likely this person's outlook, right? It's more than likely the way this person is looking at things, right? So, because the point is, you have leadership that they could either be off and be part of the problem, or they can be on point and not be and trying to prevent problems. And what we're going to go into is about when you put in your works, what causes the Most High to block the body's work? What causes the Most High to stunt the body's growth? Y'all with me?
God.
So the leadership is doing everything it can to promote growth and a healthy workplace, a healthy environment. But for some reason, the growth of the body is not moving the way it should. And you rattle your brain trying to figure out, like, what's going on here? Why ain't the Most High blessing us? Why ain't we moving at the speed that we should be? We got bodies, right? We got bodies, we have that, but how come things aren't moving? So go to somebody get me Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 3. Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 3, because you have good leadership and bad leadership, wise leadership and unwise leadership. So let's see about an unwise king and what he does for his people, or I should say to the detriment of his people. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 3.
10 and verse 3.
Excuse me, 10 and verse 3.
Ecclesiasticus. Yes, 10 and verse 3.
An unwise king destroyeth his people.
He does what?
Destroyeth his people.
How does an unwise king destroy his people? Well, let's look at the examples. Let's name the first unwise king that really, really affected Israel the wrong way. Who was it?
Saul.
No. Let's go back to Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the king of the Egyptians, right? He was a pharaoh. He was a king, right?
God.
Now, he wasn't Israel's king, but in him being unwise, what did he do? In him not listening to Moses, let my people go, what happened? He was prideful, he was wicked, he decided that he was going to chase down Israel, and he got swallowed up in the sea, right? So he destroyed his people. And obviously there was a lot of other things that were encompassed into that destruction. But how else does an unwise king destroy his people? What does he not do? Come on, y'all. Come on. I want y'all to think. What's up, Bree? He doesn't what? He doesn't believe? Oh, he doesn't lead, right? Yeah. He doesn't present a vision to his people. So get that from me. Where there's no vision, the people perish. Because what is a king supposed to provide? He's supposed to direct the people the way they're supposed to go, right?
Done.
So get that from me, Aria. You got it?
Done.
Oh, you don't.
Done.
Them got it. Proverbs, right?
29 and verse 18.
Read that.
God, Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
Where there is no vision.
Because where does the vision supposed to come from? The vision is supposed to come from the top and go down. The vision, think about it. Any job you've ever been to, the vision always came from the top. Any institution, you go to school, where does the curriculum come from? It comes from the top and it goes down to the students, right?
Done.
But if you go to a school and there's no curriculum to follow, then what happens? You ain't learning nothing. You just sitting in the chairs. Imagine if we were in here and there was no vision. What would happen?
Fail.
You wouldn't know which way to go, right?
Done.
So the vision should come from that wise leadership. Shawashana. You hiding behind Shaka. Do me a favor, move over a little bit so I can see.
I was just gonna say, talking like to big sisters, as far as like do we have leaders or not, sometimes they think that the job of a leader is easy because, you know, you kind of just sit there and kind of tell people what to do, or like so-called you can come lead the meeting.
Right.
But they don't understand that you have to hold everybody's vision together to bring something that's gonna work. So if everybody comes up like my job is to do this, so I have my job, but you don't see that the leader has to have everybody's ideas to work together for the higher vision that someone else is giving the leader, like, because it's always someone over you.
Right. So basically, the leader has to be able to take all the parts of the body and see how they mesh to be able to carry out the goal.
And not mess with each other. Like, if you know, you can have one brother, he wants to work every weekend, but his brother needs a weekend off, or
right.
Or, you know, so you kind of still have to have everything.
You got to consider all.
So that's a hard job to me, what I think. But some people don't think that being a guy or a leader it's a job. They just think, well, you just kind of chill there and nothing.
Yeah, you just kicking back, doing nothing. But well, this is the thing. An unwise king, that's what he does. He's just like, yeah, I'm king. I get to eat all I want, sit back all I want. I'm the king. Follow me. But follow you to where? See, an unwise king. Read it again.
An unwise king destroyeth his people.
Go ahead.
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Yeah, but see, through prudence of the authority, the kingdom will be, the city should be inhabited. Meaning there's going to be things going on in the city. The city's going to be flourishing. It's going to be, it's going to be moving the way a city should move. So we understand that an unwise king, he automatically destroys the works of the people. He automatically, through his lack of, give me that one. It's in Hebrews. Go to Hebrews. You got it? What's that, Shawashana?
Or kind of like, you know how some leaders, they kind of just move things around to facilitate their easiness, like their life, as opposed to thinking about the better of the group.
Right. You talking the scripture I'm looking for. You're talking exactly what I am talking about. That's perfect. It's in Peter's, 1 Peter 5:2. I don't know why I said Hebrews. You know I'm whack. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 2.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Be the flock.
sir. Mr. Turn Up. Mr. Turn Up. Don't turn down. No weakness.
Ah, not so, my Lord.
Go ahead, read that.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 2.
Read.
Feed the flock of the Most High.
Read verse 1.
Verse 1. The elders which are...
The who?
The elders.
Go ahead.
Which are among you.
Go ahead.
I exhort.
So, you see, Paul was talking about, Peter was talking about these elders. Right? It wasn't the inexperienced. We're talking about leadership, elders. Jump to verse 2.
Verse 2.
What were they supposed to do? Read.
Feed the flock of the Most High.
So the elders were supposed to feed the flock. They were supposed to feed them with a vision. They were supposed to feed feed them with spirit. They were supposed to keep them on task. Think about it. A flock is equated to a flock of sheep. What does a sheep herder do? He keeps all the sheep in line, keeps them out of danger, checks on them, feeds them, waters them, all these different things. So it says, feed the flock of the Most High. Go ahead.
Which is among you.
Read.
Taking the oversight thereof.
So a wicked king doesn't do what?
Taking the oversight thereof.
Go ahead.
Not by constraint.
But a wicked king takes it by constraint. Go ahead.
By constraint, but willingly.
And he doesn't do it willingly as, I'm going to be the best king I can be. He does it willingly because, like Shawash and I was saying, he's doing it for his own gain. He's doing it for his own pocket. He's doing it to make his life easy. I'm the king, so follow me.
That's like that when you do it, Micah 3:11. You do it with the priests. The priests, they teach for hire. You know what I mean? They do it for money. They do it for the fame. They do it for, like you said, the comfortability makes my life easier. Mm-hmm. I just got to say a little bit of this and that. And I'm good, but then you're really not good. So, Khan.
Go ahead, read.
Khan. Not for filthy lucre.
Not for what?
Filthy lucre.
But see, a wicked king, this is where his mind is. How do I gain? It's all about him. He don't care if the kingdom falls. He doesn't care if the kingdom falls. It's all about his gain. Go ahead.
Done. But of a ready mind.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. Neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage.
Read.
But being ensamples.
Well, being what?
Ensamples.
See, the king, he ain't around to be an example. Because what? He's drunk somewhere. Yeah. He's all, y'all seen the movies, man. These wicked kings. Yeah. Y'all seen Game of Thrones? You never seen Game of Thrones? Oh, yeah, you got to watch it. It's good. It's on season 6, so you got a lot of catching up to do. But there was a lot of wicked kings. All they did was get drunk, sleep with women, and order things around for their benefit. It was all about the bankroll. It was all about toting around that I'm king. It was never about the people. So when it was time to go to war, what did they not do? They didn't counsel. They didn't take into consideration anything in their kingdom. They just said, no, we're going to go to war. We're going to take that. They end up losing the war. People die. Their whole kingdom gets slaughtered. I'm going to just move on to the next thing. See, this is the mindset of a wicked king. He takes on the flock by constraint, not to be a good example, and he does it for filthy lucre. He does it for the money. He does it for all the riches. Shawashana.
On the king example, some of the on the Game of Thrones, all the kings are they're lazy. When it's time to go to war, they don't go to war. But you know in that movie where the sword is makes him strong.
King Arthur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his dad, he goes to war himself, front line. He fights, he does everything. So,
yeah.
And he's a good king.
Yeah.
The other guy is like way back there.
Waiting everybody's.
Everybody's dying for him, and if he's gonna die, he just won't go to war.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A king that was really on point. Yeah, he's gonna look out for his people first, or excuse me, he's gonna look out, not taking himself first, not putting himself first as far as, yeah, let me stay back in the front lines. Let me sit back and wait for everybody else to get beat up and slaughtered. You know, it's just like if you bring it to, let's bring it to this school level. You know, we put ourselves out there before we put anybody else on the front lines. What do? We're up late. We make sure that the flock, that the body is taken care of before even ourselves. We suffer the loss, right? We do a lot of the sacrificing. I'm not saying that brothers and sisters don't. We all do. But we make sure that we're doing it first as the example, because a good king is going to show a good example, right? You can't sit back and say, oh, well, you're not doing this, and this if you never did it yourself. You're not sacrificing. You're not humble. You're not trying. I can't say that if I never did it myself, right? Because then what is my kingdom? What is the flock supposed to look towards? What example would they have? What example, like the scripture said, what would they have? They would have an excuse, right? To say, well, no one showed us. No one showed us. You know, just like, let's bring it down to the households. A man is the king of his house. But if you're not being the example and the standard of how things should be, you can't expect your wife, your kids to hold a standard. And you can't be mad at them if they're not. Because where's their example supposed to come from?
The husband.
From where?
The husband.
Yeah, that king of that household, the ruler of that house.
God.
You can't be the unrighteous king, the unwise king that doesn't guide his house through the wisdom. Read Ecclesiastes 10 verse 3 one more time.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 3. An unwise king destroyed his people.
Yeah, an unwise king, no matter on what level you go, from an actual king. Think about America. This kingdom is unwise. Look how destroyed the people are. They make everything okay, from homosexuality to bestiality, from drugs to beating on your woman. It's okay. They make everything okay because where's the wisdom? So on every level, we got to see that an unwise king is going to destroy his house through lack of judgment, lack of humility. A king got to be humble also. What's up?
Even lack of counsel.
Lack of counsel.
Because when you got Rehoboam, or no, I'll even go back further. When you got Absalom, right?
Right.
When you got Absalom, he was trying to go against his father David, right? And he counseled, but he didn't hearken to the counsel about going against his father.
Right.
Pursued him, got caught up in a tree, got killed. Joab killed him.
Well, let's bring it down.
God.
Let's bring it to brothers today and sisters today, where we throw the counsel out, and what happens?
Your house.
Oh no, I don't need that. No, first they say I don't need that.
No, I'm good.
They don't really say I'm good, but they're like, kinda, right?
I hear you.
I hear you. Yeah, you're right. And then what happens? They go about doing things their own way. And what happens? Read it again.
God, an unwise king destroyed his people.
He does what?
Destroyed his people.
Next thing you know, this unwise king's house starts to topple. Because the instruction, the counsel, the guidance is being given. And he's not really even a king, he's a prince. And he got kings above him showing him how to rule. How to rule your house with balance. How to rule your life and govern your life with balance and sobriety. But when you reject that, what happens?
Destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Go to Ecclesiastes 32 and verse 18, just on this counsel.
John.
Yeah, because this is involving this wise man, this wise king.
Well, this is the unwise king.
But then it goes into the unwise.
Right.
But read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 32 verse 18. A man of counsel will be considerate.
See, this unwise king is not considerate. He don't consider those that are in his household. He don't consider those that are around him. He don't consider those that are in the body laboring with him. He don't consider.
Yeah, he don't consider none of the works that have been done for the kingdom.
Right. It's all about me, my wants, how I feel. Nigga, you may have started this, but I don't listen. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna go the way I want to go. But it don't work like that. But it's showing you that a man of counsel will be considerate. But obviously a man not of counsel will not be considered a wise or unwise king. Continue to read.
John, a man of counsel will be considerate. But a strange and proud man.
Yeah, see, the reason why it says strange, because the way that this individual, this wicked king is moving is strange to the Most High, because it's not in accordance to how he has things set down. He wants men that counsel, not men that don't counsel.
And it's also strange to his people, because they're like, wait a minute, you're supposed to roll like this.
Come on, it don't
You're
even
not
look
supposed
right.
to be like this. Right, why are you destroying us? Go ahead.
And daunted is slide. But a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear.
Yeah, like fear does not come upon him. He doesn't think about the repercussions of his actions. He doesn't even think about the small things. Listen, if I don't get no food, we ain't gonna eat. Like you gotta eat, so you gotta buy the food, but he don't even consider that. He don't think, because this is an unwise king.
Well, as long as he ate, he's good.
Right.
As long as he filled him belly. Nobody, it doesn't matter. He's not considerate. Where it says a man of counsel will be considerate, he's not considering the things around him.
Right.
This unwise king doesn't see the value in counsel. That's one thing, right? Go ahead.
And that's why back in Ecclesiastes 10 it says the unwise king destroyed his people. But this is the reason why. He don't consider the safety of his people. You know what's so crazy? He don't even consider the inheritance of his kids down the way. Because we think America has got us so just one slingshot vision that we always see is my car, my food, my shoes, my clothes. Yeah, but you don't see those around you. You don't see your kids. You don't see your nieces, your nephews, your grandpa, your uncles, your aunties, your friends. All you see is yourself. That's why he's not considerate. Continue to read and finish that.
God is not daunted with fear, even of himself.
Right, he's not daunted with fear. And it says what?
Even of himself.
Read.
He hath done without counsel.
Yeah, because he don't care, man. This dude don't consider. That's why he's unwise. And that's why the scripture says an unwise king in Ecclesiastes 10:3 destroyed his people.
So it's a lot of things where a king, an unwise king, can destroy. There's a lot of different instances. Now let's deal with a righteous king. Because we know the unwise king, he's not counseling, he's not listening, he's prideful, he doesn't take into consideration the body, the things around him, the household.
I was going to say that would the man who is trying to guide his house would be verse 19.
Hold that. Let's go to a righteous king. Let's deal with it.
I got you.
Go to Proverbs 20 and verse 6. Because the thing with an unwise king also, what is he letting happen in his kingdom? If he's not governing the right way, there's evil. Evil is rampant, right? Evil is somebody pull it. Evil is rampant in the kingdom.
Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 6. Most men will proclaim every one his own goodness.
Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 26.
Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 26.
Make sure everybody got it. Hold on.
God.
So, this righteous king, what does he do? What is he about? Well, we know he's about counsel. He's about keeping things in order, right? He's about building. He's about sacrifice. Go ahead, read that. Proverbs 20 and verse 26.
God, a wise king scattereth the wicked.
He does what?
Scattereth the wicked.
Yeah, see, a wise king is going to scatter the wicked from out of his kingdom. He's going to run the wicked off. Go ahead.
And bringeth the wheel over them.
Yeah, he's going to crush. Think about it. He said he bringeth the wheel over them. He's going to crush the wicked out of his kingdom. He's not going to let any wickedness stand. Jump down to verse 8. Proverbs 20 and verse 8.
Verse 8. A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes.
So what does it show about this wise king? How do you scatter evil with your eyes? What does it show about this man? He's looking, right? He's paying attention. He's watching for the evil. He's not just sitting back and, man, you see what's going on over here? Nah, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. Man, you hear, your rib, she left the house dressed like I didn't see that. Man, you just let her leave in a miniskirt? I didn't see that, bro. No, this wise king, read it again.
God, a king that sitteth in the throne of judgment,
right?
Scattereth away all evil with his eyes.
So the king he's sitting in the throne of judgment. So he's judging matters. So in order to judge correctly, he has to be able to see what's going on around him. He needs to be able to see and take account for what's happening in his kingdom. Brothers got to look and see what's happening in their households. Sisters got to check and see what's happening in their households. What's happening with themselves. You got to judge yourself and see how you're rolling.
Right.
Go. What you got?
Give me Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15 right on this point. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15, because this is what this wise king is doing. Whenever he scatters the wicked, obviously he has to recognize that what's righteous and what's wicked, what's right and what's wrong.
He has to be a good judge.
Right. He has to know the difference.
Got to know the difference between good and evil.
Come on.
Right? But he has to be at least looking.
Right.
Think about the blind leading the blind. Where are you going to end up? You got a blind king leading a bunch of people. Where are you going to end up?
In a ditch.
In a ditch. So this man, this wise king, he's aware. His antennas are up.
Right.
He's tuned in to his kingdom. He's tuned into the body. He's tuned into whatever establishment he's running. So this wise king is doing what? He's constantly rooting out and constantly trying to root out evil. Constantly seeing and taking care for what's going on in his kingdom. So bringing it back to the topic, he's not allowing the works that's been established in the kingdom to be destroyed. Right? But this unwise king, through his lack of patience, his lack of counsel, paying attention, his lack of consideration, what's happening? As soon as he puts some work in, something else comes and destroys it. Another man comes with his wickedness and destroys the good works. Y'all with me?
God.
Go ahead, read.
Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly.
Yeah, see this king, this wise king, he walks circumspectly. See, it's beautiful. Listen, y'all got to break down these words. Let me give you the definition of circumspectly. Read that again.
See then that ye walk circumspectly.
See, a wise king will even tell the people in his kingdom to walk circumspectly, because he walks circumspectly. Circumspectly means, and it's spelled circumspectly. Circumspectly. Cautiously. It says he walketh cautiously, with watchfulness every way, with attention to guard against surprise or danger. Listen, if you keep reading.
Not as fools,
Uh-huh.
but as wise.
Yeah, not like fools do, because fools don't consider. That's why fools get hit in the street daily. Cats get ran over. Listen, you riding a motorcycle, you're trying to speed across the light, you big dummy, that's why you got hit. He is a fool. He's not walking as wise, but understand why. Continue to read.
Well, and that's why there's so much drama in the households.
Yeah.
Because brothers are narrow-minded, sisters are narrow-minded, and not, they look straight ahead. They got like the horse blinders on, and they're unable to, it's like, bro, turn your neck real quick and just look to the side and you'll see that there's evil. Turn to this side, you'll see that there's evil. You're looking in front of you like, man, everything's clear. I'm all good. But Satan is behind you like a roaring lion. He's waiting to devour you. Satan don't always just roll up in the front of you like, ta-da! Nah, he be sneak attacking. He sneak attacks, and what happens? Brothers ain't and sisters ain't looking circumspect at their surroundings, and you get caught off guard. You think you're doing everything to fight, but you get caught off guard. Go ahead.
Continue to read.
Redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Yeah, you gotta understand, it's evil out there. People still don't even walk circumspectly, knowing that cats is getting blown away on the block. Dealing even with your own household, man. The craziness that's on TV. You got your novelas that's showing people how to hold relationships. You got these Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, I want it that way, babe. Not knowing that is wicked as hell. That's not the way that you should be. But this king understands that, and that's why he walks circumspectly. He's walking wise, not as fools. We have to understand that, because we're our own. Listen, we are our own really enemy, man. Well, our minds are, because we're not doing the things that we have to be safe. The Most High is saying that we have to walk wisely, walk circumspectly. Did anybody write down that definition of circumspectly? You can write this down if you didn't get it. It says, guard against surprise or danger. Guard against surprise or danger. Walking circumspectly.
Because where's the surprise coming from? It's not coming from in front of you. Why are you surprised? Because the attack is coming from an angle where you're not aware. You know, another thing that fails us or that hinders us is the judgment. See, a wise king judges, and we read it, trying to get back here. A wise king judges correctly with balance and with equity. A lot of us don't have balance and timing and discernment when we judge. So you may have the correct judgment, but guess what? At the wrong time. So guess what? Now your judgment's off. Not that you didn't have the right thing to say or that you were in the wrong mind, but the timing of when you are supposed to exact your judgment. That's wrong. See, a wise king knows when, who, what, when, why, and how to judge matters. That's why he's a wise king. That's why his kingdom is established. Man, where's it at? Hold on. I lost it. No. Go ahead. Read where you at.
Wherefore, be ye not unwise.
Be ye what?
Not unwise.
Yeah, don't be like that unwise king. Because his judgment was off. His discernment, his timing, his discretion is off. Give me 1 second. Let me get back to it. Where were we at? What was the last scripture before that? Ephesians.
It was
Proverbs
28.
Read that one more time while I get this up here.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 8.
Let them read it. Let them read it. And what we're going over for anybody that just walked in, we're dealing with and showing how does one destroy his brother's works. Now, we know an unwise king is automatically going to destroy his people. A wise king is going to fight and discern to where whenever the works are being established, they're not being destroyed by the works of everyone else's hands, right? Right. So we're trying to figure out where does the defect come in? Where does the destruction? You know, the scripture says when one man build and another man break down, what labor do they have? What profit do they have but labor? Right? So we're trying to figure that out. Like, how does that happen? Where does that come from? Does it come from the king? Does it come from the leader? Does it come from the men? Does it come from the officers? Where does it come from? Where does this mentality that I'm going to destroy the works of my brother, where does that come from? Go to, where we at? Go to Psalms 101. Psalms 101 and verse 1. So we're dealing with this righteous king. Psalms 101 and verse 1. Read that.
Psalms chapter 101 and verse 1. I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee.
Go ahead.
O Lord, I will sing. I will behave myself wisely.
Wait, a wise king does what?
I will behave myself wisely.
Yeah, he's going to behave himself wisely. Go ahead.
In a perfect way.
Perfect according to the wisdom, right? Go ahead, read on.
When thou wilt come unto me. When wilt thou come unto me?
It's a question. Oh, when wilt thou come unto me? Go ahead.
I will walk within my house with a perfect heart.
Yeah, I'm going to rule. I'm going to walk in my kingdom, in my house with a perfect heart. Was David not king?
God.
He said, I'm going to behave myself perfectly. The key was I'm going to behave myself. I wasn't going to run rampant. I wasn't going to run wild. I was going to counsel. I was going to do right in the sight of the Most High.
Because he considers that he has a big responsibility.
He considered everything in his kingdom.
Right. It was just not about him.
It wasn't just about, I'm the king, I'm going to do me. Right. I'm the king, let's party. I'm the king, let's kick it. Well, I'm the king, I'm about to kick it and y'all get to work. right? Y'all continue to build, and I'm going to just rule over you for the filthy lucre. Right. Go ahead, read on.
I will set no wicked thing before my eyes.
I will do what?
Set no wicked thing before my eyes.
Because what was David considering? What was he considering here? Who knows? Y'all with me? What was David considering? He was considering the kingdom. He was considering his people. He was considering the job that he had to do. He was considering the vocation that the Most High blessed him with. That to be king, like Shawash and I was saying earlier, to be king, it wasn't some easy feat. Like, yeah, I'm just king. I'm just king in word. He was considering the task. Go ahead, read on.
I hate the work of them that turn aside.
Go ahead.
It shall not cleave to me.
So he stiff-armed anything wicked. He didn't give into it like, yeah, I'm the king. I'm gonna do something behind closed doors, right? I'm gonna be righteous in the open, but I'm gonna be wicked when they don't see me, right? He said, I'm pushing away all wickedness. So even as king, he didn't give himself leeway to be off. Y'all see this? Y'all understand? Go ahead, read on.
A forward heart shall depart from me.
A what?
Forward heart shall depart from me.
But an unwise king is like, yeah, I'm going to do what I want, bro. I don't care. An unwise man in his household is like, yeah, I'm going to do me. It don't matter what y'all say. An unwise leader doesn't follow rules and regulations. But a wise king says a forward heart. Anything that goes against the Most High, I will put that away from me. Why? Because again, the consideration of his people. The consideration of the works to build the kingdom. Go ahead, read on.
I will not know a wicked person.
He didn't even want wicked people around him. You see that? He didn't even want wicked people around in the kingdom. I'm not going to give any room for wickedness to, and we're going to go into it, this seed of evil, this wicked seed, a grain of evil, to root in his kingdom. Go ahead, read on.
So privily, whoso privily slander his neighbor, him will I cut off.
Go ahead.
Him that hath a high look and a proud heart.
You see that? You go around killing your neighbor, you're going to get cut off. But he said, even if you got a proud look in my kingdom, go ahead.
I will not suffer.
A high look, if you prideful, you ain't going to be around.
That's why the scripture says the meek shall inherit the earth. David knew that the Most High was about meekness. The only proud person is going to be the Most High. That's the only. That's the only
good. Is the Most High.
Yes, that's the only man that's going to be looking proud, have his head up. No, everybody else under Yahweh shine down. Listen, we're going to be meek, man. That's not our role.
I mean, y'all got to really see this, man. David wasn't playing. He was not joking when it came for him to rule and what he wanted in his kingdom. Brothers got to ask themselves, what do you want in your kingdom? Do you want the proud look? You want the proud heart? You want the high look? Is that what you want rolling around your house?
Right, like I run this.
Yeah.
Run what? This ain't your kingdom. This ain't even my kingdom.
This ain't even my kingdom. This is the Most High's kingdom. This is a sub-kingdom. Right. But you got to ask yourself, are you the proud-hearted woman running through your house, running through another man's kingdom, acting like you run-ish, right? Like you run things. Or you a brother running through a kingdom and acting like you run things. You might be the heir, but guess what? You ain't king yet. You might be the heir to the throne, but guess what? You're still under tutors and governors. Right. So what does that mean? Your pride got to be in check. Your haughty look and your high-mindedness got to be in check. Go ahead, read on.
My eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land.
Of the what?
Of the land.
Of the faithful of the land. Go ahead.
That they may dwell with me.
Wait, so the faithful of the land was going to dwell in this kingdom. Not that old faint-hearted, double-minded, 1 minute I'm here, the next minute I'm not. 1 minute I'm going to follow this brother, the next minute I'm going to follow this brother's weakness. I'm going to follow this brother's weakness. Then I'm going to follow the scriptures the next week. He said what? Read it again.
My eyes shall be upon the faithful
Go ahead.
of the land.
Read.
That they may dwell with me.
Read.
He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me.
You see that? Even the servants have to be perfect. That's the only way you can be a part of this wise king's kingdom. It's the only way. You got to obey the rule. So we know, because why? Why did this have to be like this? Lamont, from what we're going through, why did it have to be like this?
Because that wise king, he had to keep like the ordinances.
He had to do what?
Keep the ordinances as they were delivered into the king before him.
He had to keep the order in his kingdom. Why? Because what is a kingdom? A kingdom can be established on different things, right?
God.
But if you're establishing your kingdom on righteousness, what do you not want in your what do you not want in your kingdom, Laura?
Evil.
You don't want evil. What else? What other things did David? What was he pointing out? Allison. You don't want confusion. What else?
Selfishness.
You don't want selfishness. You don't want pride, right? You don't want a high look, proud heart. You don't want murder, hatred. Right? You don't want hatred, right?
You don't want deception.
You don't want deception. You don't want a brother telling you, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm living right, but guess what? He's not. He's doing some underhanded, sneaky things on the low. Because guess what? And we're going to get into it. That's what destroys a kingdom. That's what destroys a righteous kingdom. That's what destroys righteous works. When you got brothers and sisters building and sacrificing and losing and giving up and putting in all their spirit to build, and you got one little disgruntled, disloyal Negro amongst you that's on the low doing his own program. On the low, he's in it for his own gut. He's in it for his own belly, for his own lust. His own purpose. He's trying to establish his own righteousness. Not understanding that his works will topple the works of the righteous kingdom. One sinner destroyeth much good. Read on.
He that worketh deceit.
He that does what?
Worketh deceit.
Read.
Shall not dwell within my house.
Why? Because of all the things I just said. Deception, deceitfulness. Deceitfulness will destroy a kingdom. Deceitfulness will destroy a kingdom. Because why? You got brothers openly trying to build, trying to establish righteous acts. And that little deceit, the Most High curses that, man. That deception. Brothers got to see it. Sisters got to see it, man. If you're doing things deceitfully, underhandedly, that pauses production. You throwing like little, you throwing a, get that definition.
Yeah, it says trickery.
Ooh.
You out here.
This is the definition of deceit.
You out here throwing tricks.
Like damn witchcraft. Man.
Right, you know what they say, tricks is for kids. Because the Most High see it. But it says, the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth. You're being deceitful in your movements. One day you this righteous individual, this righteous sister, this righteous brother. The next day, you out here, listen, you on the block on Braeswood. You're like, hold on. I thought you just had a hair wrap on. Deception. You was righteous one day, but inwardly you're a wolf. You're trying to destroy things rather than trying to build up. That's what deceit means. Let's go a little bit deeper.
And then get Proverbs 11 and 18.
It says lying, treachery. Ooh. Let's get this definition of treachery. Betray of trust, deceptive action or nature, disloyal, backstabbing. Come on. The Most High says he don't deal with deceit.
Why? Why are we bringing this out? Shawashana.
I don't know how to answer your question, but I was going to.
Okay.
I was going to ask, can you give more like us examples, because obviously no one here in Braeswood, body, but like, what stuff can people here do?
Like what? Like deception-wise?
Yeah.
Let's go. What you got?
Listen, even though it may not be physically selling your body on the block, you selling your mind to Esau. You selling your mind to... The thing with Israel, we've always been disrespectful, disobedient, disloyal, and distrustful when dealing with the Most High's word, right? That's why he called us whores, heartlets, all these...
Harlots, yeah.
Yeah, these negative attributes of ourselves. We sell out our mind because it depends on what goes on at our job. We see how other people's live. We like, you know what? That sounds better than what I want. The Most High already gave us a standard of how to live, how to think, and how to deal with our people. But when you start looking at shows, listening to music, your mind starts to stray and go into these other gods. And that's how our people was dealing with different gods, different ways of thinking, different theologies. That's not the way. Just because that brother said that's what it's supposed to be, just because the Bible said, well, what if it's this way? A lot of times it's just your mind. You may not sell your body, but you're literally giving up your mind. Like, for example, you got
Think about it. Think about when brothers and sisters sit among us and they play the role. They wear the fringes, right? They rock the beard. They wear the head wrap. They wear the dress. But inwardly, what's going on? I don't want to do this. I don't want to be about this. I hate this life.
I don't want to submit to what they're saying to do.
Yeah, I don't want to submit. I'm gonna half-assedly submit myself. That's deceit. That's deception. Because you're making yourself to be one way, but inside you're a whole nother way. What were you gonna ask?
So for a brother that comes from the street and sits here and puts the fringes on, what's making him? I mean, you know, for women, they meet the man and suddenly they ain't the truth.
Right.
So they're kind of forced. They act like they're forced.
Right.
For a man that comes willingly into here, who's forcing you
Well,
to wear a fringe and come to class?
Well, not every brother comes in. Not every brother is here just willingly. Not every brother that's ever been in the truth came. You got brothers that come into the truth for other people. You got ones that come in for the women. They're like, oh yeah, you guys use the Bible to get women. So in their heart is, I'm gonna get women. I'm gonna get women. I'm not here to do the work. I'm not here to put in work. I'm gonna assimilate with y'all a little bit. Right? I'm gonna wear the fringes again. I'll grow my beard out as long as I can grow it. But I'm just here for the women. And then when that doesn't happen, what happens? They're gone. I'm just here for the accolades.
I'm here for the free food.
Listen,
No, but when I say accolades, I'm here to, it's a boys club. It's a gang. I just need somebody to kick it with. I'm here for the company. I'm just here to congregate. But we're not just here to congregate. We're here to put in work.
God.
We're here to build. So you're just here to congregate. We're building. And then when we say, okay, bro, it's time to build, you're like, yeah, I ain't doing that. I'm going to still smoke my weed. I'm going to still whoremonger on the side, right? I'm going to still beat my rib up. I'm going to still do all the things that I was doing in the world, or some of the things I was doing in the world, but I'm going to act like I'm not doing it when I'm around. That's deception.
I like that question because the scripture says in Romans 10, right? It says that my people have a zeal. Hey, somebody get that real quick. Romans chapter 10 and verse 2.
Before you get that,
Right.
Proverbs 11 and 18 and Proverbs 12 and 20.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 18.
Go ahead, read that.
God.
Read.
The wicked worketh a deceitful work.
You see that? The wicked worketh a deceitful work. What is this deception that they're working? When the righteous are building, they're still carrying over evil works from the world and trying to engraft it. You know, a lot of brothers coming with battles. Some brothers' battles is smoking. Some brothers' battles is women. Some brothers' battles is pride, right?
God.
And we know it. We know each brother's battle that they come in with. And what happens is we set up parameters to try to alleviate the battle, try to show them that, look, you can fight this. And they get good. They've been here 5-6 years, they beat, or they supposedly beat whatever it is they were dealing with, whether it be the smoking, the women, right? And then there's instances that pop up where it's like, wait a minute. You show up to you show up to a brother's house and there's a roach on the top ledge or something like that. You're like, wait a minute. Were you smoking that? No, I wasn't. That wasn't me. That was the neighbors. Oh, really? Oh, okay, come. And what do? You take you take a man at his word. Or you see a brother, he had the whoremongering problem out in the world. And he comes in and he gets him a rib and he's settled with that rib, but for some reason he's still got this lust on him. And you see him looking at every little chick and trying to holler at every chick on Facebook. And when you check him on it, he's like, oh no, I wasn't doing that. That was something else. And you take him at his word until what happens? It keeps popping up. It keeps popping up, right? The Spirit brings it out. But on the back end, you got other brothers that defeat their challenges and they're building and the body is growing, right? God. But see, through this one man's wickedness, through this one man's lack of commitment to the program, what happens? It stunts the growth. You see that? It stops the body from moving forward. It stops things from growing. It stops movement. Because he's like, well, I'm just here for me anyway. It don't matter. It's in his mind, it's us or me and y'all. It was never a us thing. It's just y'all. Right? He refers to y'all as y'all.
That's how y'all do it.
That's how y'all do it. I don't do it. Right? That's how y'all do it. That's how they do it. See, she was never about us. Sis, hair wrap, dress, humility, let go of the pride. Oh, that's how y'all do it. I ain't about that life. But I thought it was supposed to be us. We're here building. But see, that mind of y'all and me, that right there is deception, because it was always supposed to be us when you come into the body, or anybody. When you work at a job, you ain't like, yeah, that's how they do that. I'm going to do my own thing. Right. No, you fall the hell in line.
We here at McDonald's.
Yeah, and you talking about we and nosotros, and right? You talking about all the we's, right? Us's. Yeah, you got an extra S on the us. It's us's. About that life. When you at work, but when it comes to the work of the Most High, it's like me and them. So what does that enable a man to do? Well, they're going to do them, and I'm going to do me. And then when I'm ready to do some of the things that they want, I'll do them, but I'm going to still do the things that I want. Right. I'm going to still smoke my ganja. I'm going to still whoremonger on the side. I'm going to still be prideful as hell. Right? You got sisters in the world that disobey their husbands. They come in the truth. I'm going to still disobey my husband. Right? I'm going to listen, but I'm going to be kicked up in pride. I'm going to act like I'm listening, but inward, I don't care. That's how you work deception. Yeah, I hear you, babe. And you just sitting there like, man, this nigga needs to shut up. You saying that to yourself. Like, when is this nigga going to shut up? That's deceitful. Because it's like, babe, he's talking to you. Babe, let's go to the Bible. Go to this chapter. He ain't blazing you. He's like, look, babe, read this. You shouldn't act like that because, 1 Peter and, Proverbs 31. And you're like, yeah, nigga. I ain't trying to hear that. You saying that inside your mind. But outwardly, you're like, I got you. And then as soon as you bend off, you're the same wicked woman that you was before you got the Bible. Right. That's deceitful. What does that do? That stunts the body. Because the Most High is, the one thing this person forgets is that the Most High is looking. It's no longer about the king, the wise king, that's trying to build. It's no longer about a wicked king. It's about the Most High and what he wants and what he sees. Where we at?
Second precept. Of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
But to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward.
Yeah, but see, when you sow righteousness, a man shall reap what he sows. You sow wickedness, you're going to reap wickedness. You sow deceit, you're going to be deceived. That's why brothers are so tossed. Like little children, man. With every little inkling of a feeling. It's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Right. Okay, I'm locked back in now. I'm going to do that. And as soon as you feel some type of way, it's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to listen to that. Right.
Because there's deceit in a man's heart. And what's happening is he's sowing that discord, that deceitfulness. But the same things that he sowed, that's what's going to rip him away. Go to Proverbs. Go to Proverbs 12 and verse 20. Proverbs 12 and verse 20. Here's another reason why that deception comes.
Proverbs chapter 12 verse 20.
Go ahead. Lamont, you here too. Grab some scriptures, bro. Go ahead, Shaka. Read.
Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil.
Why does a man have time to imagine evil? Because he's idle. He's not working hard enough. Idleness teaches much evil. Shawashana.
What do you mean imagine evil? Like making up things in their mind, like looking for evil?
Looking for evil, or dwelling on evil, or going, or thinking about. It's just like when you was in the world, right? You ran around, you had your good time, you hit every club. You hit all the clubs in one night. You hit all the blunts in one night. You drank all the liquor in one night. Now you're here doing the work. Now you're here trying to build in righteousness, but what are you dwelling on? Like, damn, I need to go back to 2005, dog, when I was hitting blunts. I remember that one chick. I remember those 3 chicks I had in one night. I need to get back to that.
Talking about the Sabbath. I was out there.
Yeah, I remember the Sabbath.
We had the beach parties at 2 o'clock, but I'm in Sabbath class?
Yeah, you sitting here like, damn, why am I doing this? I'm trying to imagine back to when I was doing wickedness. But then you sit here, brothers and sisters sit here, or they sit around like, yeah, I'm in it. I'm ready to die for the truth. But you that far away from chasing your imagination. You this far away from chasing the blunt. You this far away from chasing the fat booty down the street. Letting these things pull you away. But this is the problem. Some brothers and sisters chase their imagination. They chase it. They actually give into it. And they act like, I didn't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm good. I kicked that habit. You ask them about it. You question them. Listen, man, bro, you've been smoking. You've been hitting chicks on the side. What you been doing? What's going on? No, not me. No, sir. I've been in the house, taking care of business. Everything's on point. My ribs in order. Kids is good. I'm good. But when you look deeper, you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Then if everything's good, why this? Why that? How come this is off? How come this ain't in order? How come this is wrong? How come your rib is acting like this? How come you're acting like this? Because they're saying one thing, acting one way, but in their mind, they want to chase something else. But they chase it secretly. So that's that deceit. That's that deceit that you imagine these evils. Go ahead, read on. You get that? Read that from the top.
Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil.
Right. So where do we jump from? Go ahead.
Read that again.
Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil.
Yeah, the reason why you're deceitful is because you want to do evil things now. So now you got to have an excuse to try to make that happen. Now you're lying. Now you're coaxing up these different excuses. For example, you might we got class Wednesday night. Oh, my belly ain't feeling good. I got the bubble guts. Well, listen, drop that. Still make it to class. Nah,
I can't make it.
I don't think I can make it. But you really just want to chill at home. You're evil.
Or you ain't even at home. You out in the streets, bent off somewhere.
Right.
Right. Chasing some chick or chasing some dude or chasing whatever it is you're chasing, whatever one lusts after, right? But you're like, yeah, I got a stomach ache. I can't make it to class. Or I can't do flyers because, I got to work that day, but it ends up that you ain't working. You just want to go hit the bar or something like that. Yep. It's deception because now you chase what you want, then you got to lie about it. You got to lie to brothers and sisters.
That's why I said you add sin upon sin, man.
Then you add sin upon sin. Where we at? Jump back to the Psalms.
Psalms 101?
Psalms 101 and verse 7.
Psalms chapter 101 and verse 7. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house.
And there's a reason why David was saying this. There was a reason why he was like, listen, no deceitful man can dwell in my house. Because he knew that one man could destroy his whole household. That little bit of deception. That's why the households be so chaotic, man. Because sisters, they be on a whole nother wavelength than what their husbands is on. Husbands is fighting for the truth, really ready to die for the truth, putting in work, studying, counseling, doing this, doing that, and they appear like they're with it.
Working on their exit plan.
But you working on your exit plan. At the first sign of trouble, you like, yeah, I got my way out. I got plan B, C, D, E, F, all the way to Z. You got a plan on how to escape the truth. Instead of saying, let me develop a plan, let me have backups and contingencies on how to stay, how to keep myself around. You got backups and contingencies how to get lost, how to disappear. Yeah, when he ain't looking, I'm going to pack everything, or I'm going to have everything packed in the garage, and then, you know, as soon as he talks to me the wrong way, I'm going to just jump in the car and go, and if he tries to stop me, I got the other escape vehicle down the street, and I got the burner phone. Like, sisters be having plans, bro. It's crazy. Y'all laughing. Listen, y'all laughing. Y'all laughing because it's damn well true.
I'm
like,
y'all thought about.
I'm going to call T-Mobile and change my number, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to block him, right? And on my social media, I'm going to switch it to Jane Doe. Yeah. Because in your mind, you're like, yeah, let's do it. No, excuse me. Outwardly, you're like, yeah, I'm here. But in your mind, you're like, nigga, I got to do this again?
Yeah, think about it. It's common. It's like, don't think it's not common. You got a lot of people in the military, when they deal with an army, right? You got a lot of people that goes to war. So that means that they train, they stay with them, you've been proved at least enough to go to the battlefield. But when you go to the battlefield, what happens? Oh, they turn around. Oh, man, I can't do this. I got to go. Yeah, they do that after being trained. So it's they call it not derision. They call it what do they call that?
Not AWOL, right?
No, well, AWOL you're just leaving, but I'm talking about.
They call that disloyalty.
Yeah, this derision. Yeah, you just dishonor. You just leave.
Lack of faith.
I can't do that. Deserters. You desert. You abandon. You abandon your post. But that's what happens.
Because you made me think I was here with you.
Yeah, but in actuality, no, you're good. Right on point. In actuality, you were not. Because your brain start telling you, no, I can't do this. Well, I'm over here. Okay, I'll do the shooting. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, let me go in the field for about a week. I'll do the Bible reading when y'all got Bible class on Sunday. They did it in the military. But actuality, my mind's not here. My body's here, but my mind.
Yeah, because I'll only do it when you're telling me to do it. I'll only do things when I'm being looked at. That's another thing. I'm only going to do it when I'm being told to do it or when I'm made to do it. I'm not going to do things on my own because I really don't want to do it. And then when I get the opportunity, guess what? I'm gone. I'm out of this Bible life. Huh? Oh, you want something? Go ahead.
Yeah, give me that.
Whatever you want.
Romans 10 real quick. Romans 10 and verse.
So y'all understand that, right? So when it's talking about imagining evils, man, sisters do it, brothers do it. They imagine every which way to go back to the world, to the weak and beggarly elements.
Right.
They imagine every which way not to serve the Most High, but you could imagine every way on how to be wicked as hell. You got every which way to roll a blunt. You got every which way to get drunk, get high. You got every which way to crush them pills. You got every which way to solve your problems, but it ain't never got no wisdom behind it. You got every which way to disrespect your husband, talk back to him, especially he ain't even coming at you with nothing. How come he did this? Why you do that? Well, nigga, because I said so, right? You got every which way to talk back and combat and be disgruntled. How about finding ways to be a willing participant? How about coasting your mind to be into what's going on? So you imagine these evils, and it's deceitful because you see it. You see it on brothers and sisters. When it's time for them to put their brick in, when it's time to put in their whole heart, they go half-ass with it. You go autopilot. You don't care. It's y'all anyway. It's me and y'all. Go ahead.
Read that.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 2. Romans chapter 10 verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High.
Yeah, see, we start off with a zeal. The Most High gave us that fire to start it off with. Yeah, ooh, I definitely want to teach my people. I want to do all that. I want to pass out flyers. I want to street teach. I want to be a pillar of rest to my husband. Read.
But not according to knowledge.
But not according to knowledge. Continue to read.
For they, being ignorant of the Most High.
See, the thing about it, though, actually keep reading.
Them being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness.
See, according to the Most High's righteousness, we want to do all these things. We have this zeal, but then whenever we get into the pot, we get into the workings of the body, we be like, hold on, I didn't think it was supposed to be done that way.
Yeah, because that's the thing. The knowledge is what shows you how the righteousness is supposed to be established.
Right.
How the Most High wants it.
Right.
So you got that zeal, not according to knowledge. You're supposed to get the knowledge on how things are done.
Right.
And then you're supposed to establish the Most High's righteousness.
Right. Even when you do get the knowledge, but that's why the deceit comes in. You get the knowledge of how to do things, but you know what? You don't want to do it.
You do things your own way.
It's your way, because continue to read.
God.
Read from verse 3.
For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness.
Right, you're ignorant of the Most High's righteousness. Read.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
See, you try to establish your own righteousness, not understanding that God's way is the only way. It ain't your way. That's why deceit starts coming in, because you're like, you know what? That goes against how I feel right now. No! You start screaming in your brain, I can't do this, because you have not submitted yourself to the Most High's righteousness.
And then where it really gets bad is when things start happening around you and you're questioned about your actions, and you say, no, I'm not doing whatever it is I'm being accused of. If you're a weed smoker, if you're a cigarette smoker, if you're a belligerent drunk, and brothers or whoever is like, hey, you've been drinking? You've been drinking on the job? No, I ain't doing that. That's deception. You've been smoking? Nah, bro, I've been clean forever. Ever since y'all met me. It's like, really? Because you smell like the ganja right now. That's deception, because and that's where it comes in.
Oh, that's my hemp oil.
Yeah, that's the hemp oil for my aches.
The hemp tea.
That's the deception, man, where you're being asked to be truthful about what's going on with you, and you're like, no, I'm gonna deceive you. I'm gonna lure you in some other way and make you forget about what you're asking me, or I'm gonna dance around the question. I'm gonna beat around the bush. That's deception. But see, that hinders the body. You finished with that?
Continue to read. Last precept.
God have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High.
Right, you ain't submitted yourself to the righteousness of the Most High, man. You still trying to submit to your order. The Most High ain't dealing with that. Read that again.
God. The whole thing?
No, read the last precept.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High.
That's why deception comes in, man. You still trying to do your will. So now you got to sneak around. You got to start saying weird things just to try to move around, or just to try to make it seem as if you with it. But you really not, because you haven't submitted yourself.
Well, you got to do weird things just to carry out your deception and your lies. Go back to Psalms 101 and 7. Let's finish this up. Somebody else get Proverbs 29 and 12.
Con. Psalms chapter 101 and verse 7.
So y'all with us so far. Y'all understanding, right? Everybody understanding? Anybody not? If not, we can backtrack. We can go back. Let me know. Do we have any questions on the topic online? Go ahead, read that. Psalms 101 and verse 7.
Psalms chapter 101 and verse 7. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house.
Go ahead.
He that telleth lies.
He that what?
Telleth lies.
Read.
Shall not tarry in my sight.
Read verse 8.
Come, verse 8. I will early destroy all the wicked
Where you at?
of the land. Psalms chapter 101 and verse 8.
Read verse 8.
Verse 8. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly destroy the wicked. I'm going to quickly destroy the deceiver, the liars, the prideful. You can't dwell in my kingdom. This is a wise king trying to establish righteousness, trying to build the correct works. Go ahead, read.
That I may cut off all the workers of evildoers.
That I may do what?
Cut off all wicked doers.
Read.
Of the city of the Lord.
Proverbs 29 and verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 12.
I like this. Go ahead.
If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked.
You see that? Any man that hearkens unto lies, everyone under him is wicked. But a righteous king, he's not hearkening to lies. He's cutting them out of the city. Psalms 26 and verse 4. Psalms 26 and verse 4. And as we progress into the class, about an hour and a half, we're going to see, it's all going to come together. If y'all not getting it now, it's going to come together. Read that. Psalms 26 and verse 4.
Psalms chapter 26 and verse 4. I have not sat with vain persons.
Go ahead.
Neither will I go in with
disassemblers.
Disassemblers.
Yeah, people that try to break apart or break things up. See, this was a wise king. He didn't sit with vain people or disassemblers. Those traitors. Read on.
I have hated the congregation of the evildoers.
Read.
And will not sit with the wicked.
Why? Because one bad apple spoils the bunch, right? Wicked doers, you got them in your kingdom. What's going to happen? They're going to spoil the righteous. Their wickedness is going to carry over and eventually affect the body.
Right. It's like that plague, that bubonic plague. You got one person that's sick, look, you're going to pass it to the next man. You're going to pass it to the next man, and slowly but surely cats start dying off, withering away. But it's because that they're being infected by this disease, and that's why David was like, listen, I will not have that. I got to destroy all wickedness.
It's a few different diseases. Yes. It's pride. Yes. It's hate. It's murder. Right? It's
lack of understanding.
Proud heart. Right? Lack of faith. Lack of judgment. It was all these things that he was cutting out of the kingdom. Proverbs 16 and verse 12. Somebody else get Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 24.
Proverbs chapter 16 verse 12.
Make sure everybody gets it. What's up? Oh, no, I was looking at you, Ariana.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
yeah?
That word disassembler, bro.
Oh, look at what you got.
It says a person who professes beliefs.
Wait, they do what?
A person.
Stand up and read that.
A person who possesses beliefs and opinions.
Who professes beliefs and opinions. Go ahead.
That he or she does not hold in order to conceal his or her real feelings or motives.
Yeah, man. A lot of y'all got some other ulterior motives.
He was a deceptive dissembler.
Yeah. Well, that's what a dissembler is. They're deceptive. They got ulterior motives. Their motive ain't to build. Their motive ain't to grow. Their motive is something else.
You like the CIA that came through all those major movements to try to just break it up. You one of those.
Yeah. Ulterior motives. A lot of us got to check our motive. Yeah, a lot of us got to check our motive. You got to ask yourself, what's my motives? What motivates me? What am I moving off of? Am I moving off the spirit? Or am I moving off of lust? Filthy lucre. Am I doing things for filthy lucre's sake? Or am I doing things in the spirit of building, of growth, of charity, love, peace, long-suffering? Because if you can't long-suffer, then what's the motive? If you're not doing things with charity, then what's your motive? If there's no love behind what you do, then what's your motive? You got to ask yourself. Rhetorical question. Rhetorical question. I like the definition.
God.
Proverbs 16 and verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 16 verse 12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness.
Yeah, because all wicked kingdoms got toppled, right? No matter what history you go through. I don't care how you look at history. Show me a wicked regime that stood. It don't. Wicked, all these kingdoms fell. And we're in the last kingdom that's going to be toppled over. It's an abomination to the Most High for a king to commit wickedness. All the abominations all the wickedness that America promotes, this kingdom promotes. It's abominable to the Most High. Think about your house. Are you committing wickedness in your house? Your house won't stand. Your household will fall. Imagine if brothers were running around trying to commit wickedness in the school. The heads, the kings, Kazakh, the leadership. This school would have been toppled over. But how long have you been here? 16 plus? So you got to ask yourself, when you see kingdoms rise and then fall, what are they established off of? What are their works? When brothers go through 5 different households in 1 year, got a new household, new rib. Oh, no, that one fell. I got a new rib. Oh, that one didn't work out. Got a new rib. Oh, that one. What is he establishing his household off of? The Most High is obviously not letting the household stand for a reason. Read it again.
It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness.
Go ahead.
For the throne is established by righteousness.
And the throne should be established by righteousness. Every throne is not established by righteousness. This kingdom was established on blood, right?
God.
This king was established on bloodshed, death, murder, rape, robbery. So ask yourself, what is your kingdom established on? What's your household established on? What is your mind established on? Is it on the spirit? Or are you imagining evil things to run away and go chase? Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 24. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 verse 24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world.
See, the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. This is where the world's welfare is dependent upon wisdom. Go ahead.
And a wise king is the upholding of the people.
A wise king is what?
Upholding of the people.
Why? Because he's establishing his kingdom on wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. You can write it down, Isaiah 33 and verse 6. He's establishing things on wisdom and knowledge. That's what's going to uphold the people. So, we went through a wicked king. We went through a righteous king. Now, this righteous king, he's making sure that all the checks and balances, he's not perfect, but he's making sure that everything that's laid down is to promote growth in the spirit. Ain't no king perfect, right? Khan? You're a perfect king? You can be very wise, but it said Solomon was the wisest king. Was he perfect? The only perfect king is going to be Yahushua, Christ, right?
God.
So you have men that lay down rules and lay down orders and to promote building, to promote growth for the body. And what happens? What happens when that righteous person follows those instructions? What happens? The Most High guides that person, protects that person, right?
God.
But what happens when a king is wicked and a man is still trying to do righteous? What happens?
You said when the king is wicked?
When the king is wicked and he has righteous servants under him. What happens?
Well, in that case, he would remove that king and place the righteous subordinate in a position of authority.
But somehow the people will be protected, right?
God.
Is the Most High unjust to just be like, well, your king is wicked, your leadership is super wicked, so I'm going to just blast you. He's going to protect the righteous.
God.
Right?
God.
Go to Psalms 97 and verse 10.
Psalms chapter 97 and verse 10.
Because what we're dealing with is, we're dealing with growth, works, and what stops works. What stops good works from happening. Again, and we're going to get to it, one sinner destroyed much good. One sinner destroyed much good. Keep that in mind. But see, no matter what, the Most High always protects the righteous. Even when you have your sinner, even though you have your one sinner that goes through and the Most High curses the whole camp, right? The righteous, they'll be protected. Watch, read Psalm 97 and verse 10.
Psalm chapter 97 and verse 10. Ye that love the Lord.
Go ahead.
Hate evil.
Read.
He preserveth the souls of his saints.
He does what?
Preserveth the soul of his saints.
Go ahead.
He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked.
Read on. Oh no, that's it. So you see that, right?
Come.
You gotta hate evil and the Most High will preserve you. You're not gonna follow that wickedness. You see that? It says he delivered them out of the hand of the wicked. Get Psalms 37 and 39. Psalms 37 and verse 39.
Psalms chapter 37 and verse 39.
Psalms 37 and verse 39. Go ahead.
For the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.
Go ahead.
He is
The
there.
salvation of who?
Of the Lord.
The salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. Go ahead.
He is their strength.
He is their what?
Strength.
Read.
In the time of trouble.
Go ahead.
Verse
so when
4.
you got that wicked leader, that wicked, that you got, think about it, you got a lot of sisters, right? I'm not saying in this camp, but you've heard the stories of, you got women that are trying to be righteous. And their husband is like, yeah, I don't want nothing to do with the Bible. I'm gonna keep slanging dope. I'm gonna keep whoremongering, right? I'm gonna keep doing my old ways. And the Most High delivers that woman out of that situation. Because no sister should be with a man that's slinging crack, beating them, right? The Most High delivers that sister out of that. Shakah.
Where we at?
Psalm 37 and 39.
To what?
You see that? So if there's a wicked king and he's trying to establish his kingdom on righteousness, that doesn't mean you have to follow that. Y'all get that, right?
God.
Because if you do follow it, now you're part of the wickedness. But if you stand for righteousness, what happens? Read verse 39 again.
Verse 39. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.
Go ahead.
He is their strength in time of trouble.
In the time of what?
In the time of trouble.
Yeah, see, in the time of trouble, you could say, you know what? I'm gonna do things the wicked way. The time of trouble, damn, I can't pay my rent. You know what? I'm about to go slang some dope, hop on a pole, sell my body, right? Sell my baby's pampers, sell my baby.
I'm about to go knock on a couple doors.
I'm about to go kick down a few doors.
Yeah.
In the time of trouble, I can do things to get what I need. Or I can have the Most High as a strength. That's up to the person. Read on.
Come verse 40. And the Lord shall help them.
And the Lord shall do what?
Help them.
Go ahead.
And deliver them.
Read.
He shall deliver them from the wicked.
From the who?
From the wicked.
Go ahead.
And save them.
Read.
Because they trust in him.
Right, because you don't have to assimilate with a wicked person. You don't have to be a part of their works. Look at David. What did David say? You can't even sit in my kingdom. You can't even serve me. Because why? He knew that these things would destroy the things that were being established. Now, you don't have to be destroyed with what the wicked do. You just got to trust in the Most High and know that when you continue to follow righteousness. You were going to say something?
I was going to ask a question on it.
Yeah, what's that?
Isn't the same thing apply like in the household, like with the husband?
Yeah.
In the family?
Go ahead. What was your question?
Like how you said that wickedness is being done in the house, like you're not supposed to follow that. The Most High will save you out of that if you are dealing with things like that. It's the same thing with the
It's
husband.
the same exact thing. That's why I use the analogy. If your husband is smoking crack and slinging it and beating on you, listen, you hold your faith to the Most High, he will alleviate that problem. Your husband don't want to teach you, he don't want to show you the right way of doing things. You'll be delivered more.
Abigail on the ball.
Abigail on the ball. Perfect. What's up? Go ahead, bro.
Give me Ecclesiastes 34:15. Just on that point.
I mean, y'all get that, right? Because your husband is off with me, you got to be off with him. Y'all understand that, right?
God.
Because your wife is wicked, don't mean you got to chase her into wickedness and lose the protection of the Most High. Because the leadership does wicked and you see it, doesn't mean that you got to be with that. That's not how it works.
Yeah, and especially when you know better. Because once again, everything that we go through, the Most High is proving us, man. Listen, you got the knowledge. You understand what's right and what's wrong. Because the scriptures are showing us, read that, Ecclesiastes 34:15.
Ecclesiastes chapter 34, verse 15.
Blessed
is the soul of him that feareth the Lord.
That do what?
Feareth the Lord.
That does what?
Feareth the Lord.
See, we understand and know that we fear the Most High, right?
God.
And let's just say, like in your example, let's say, your husband is doing some awful wicked things. But we understand those things that he's doing, that he's partaking in, the Most High is not with it. So with us having the fear of the Most High, we like, nigga, no, I can't deal with that. You're not finna drag me into this pit of hell. because I know what the recompense of those actions will be. Destruction. The spirit's gone. Now I'm reading Bibles. I'm reading Proverbs 1, and I don't even know what calamity means no more. My mind's gone. The Most High didn't snatch that. But it's saying here, blessed is the soul of him that fear the Lord, because we're going to abide in his way. Knowing that we have people next to us, our mothers, our fathers, our wives, our husbands. If they're doing something wrong, we don't follow that. Read.
God, to whom doeth he look?
He looks to the Most High. Read.
And who is his strength?
Keep reading.
For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him.
See, the Most High knows when you're doing right. And he knows when you're in a bad situation. That's why it says the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. The Most High is looking out for his individuals, even if you're amongst some bandits, some evildoers, the deceivers, these backbiting and murmuring people. The Most High understands that and sees that. Read.
He is their mighty protection.
See, the Most High got you. See, this is where faith comes in at, man. You literally, this is the supernatural power that you've been looking for. This is the best area and time to apply it. Who's your protector?
The Lord.
Yeah, it says he is their mighty protection. Keep reading.
Kind and strong stay.
Yeah, so it don't matter about this leader. You fear the Lord. You understand that the Most High got you, and he's saying that he's your protection and strong stay. But this is what it is. You have to actually apply and be that individual's like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. Even knowing that you're cool with that, but the Bible, this is what it says, I can't deal with that. That the Most High got your back. Read.
A defense from heat.
Yeah, defense from heat. That could be whatever the heat might be. Straight arguments. You may hear the words, but they ain't really hitting your spirit. You be like, man, that don't even sound right though. That's not according to the Bible. But Khan, I hear you, sir. Khan, I hear you, sis. But that ain't according to the Bible. But the Most High give you that spirit to where it doesn't even bother you. Where you're patient, you're long suffering with this individual, you're long suffering with these people, you're long suffering with this wicked king. Read.
And a cover from the sun at noon.
Yeah, so it's showing that the Most High protects you from the beggarly elements. And think about it, he'll protect you from this individual. He might put a spirit on him to where he just be quiet. He might do his wickedness, but he know that you ain't dealing with that. So he be like, well, I can't say nothing to her, man. I know I'm doing wrong. The Most High puts a spirit on people like that. He convicts them. They know that they're doing wrong. This king know that he's doing wrong. Read.
A preservation from the stumbling.
Yes, it's a preservation from the stumbling. A preservation from falling into traps. A preservation from following in the troubles. Read.
And it helped from falling.
Yeah, man. Listen, he might be riding dirty. You ain't riding dirty. But just because you riding with him, y'all ain't getting pulled over. But let him be riding by himself. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. You get a phone call, babe. Listen, well, I told you not to do that. You know God says don't smoke weed. Don't be out there in them streets. But the Most High, he got a protection over you, man. He got a protection over his people, over this wicked individuals, this wicked king. That's it on that one. Yeah, give me Ecclesiastes 51 and verse 1.
So y'all see what's going on here. We're showing different instances. We're showing different instances of how works get established and destroyed. You got your wicked king, you got your righteous king, you got your righteous individual, right? That the Most High protects. You got your wicked king that establishes things in righteousness and gets wickedness out of his kingdom. You have your unrighteous king that, what does he do? He allows whatever to happen. He don't care. He don't consider. He don't take charge. And then when he does, it's for the wrong reasons. So his kingdom falls anyway. The works topple anyway. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 51 and verse 1. I will thank thee, O Lord and King, and praise thee, O Most High, my Savior. I do not give praise unto...
Yeah, read that again.
Excuse me. I do give praise unto thy name.
Yeah, let's begin at the top again, verse 1.
I will thank thee, O Lord and King.
Read.
And praise thee, O Most High, my Savior.
My Savior. Read.
I do give thee praise unto thy name.
Read.
For thou art my defender and help.
Yeah, and this is for righteous individuals, man, amongst wicked individuals. It says that thou art my defender and helper, because ain't no man gonna help us the way the Most High can help us. You might get an individual that can counsel you, cool, as needed. That can give you the funds, the food, the way of doing things. But the Most High, ultimately, he's the ultimate helper and defender. Read.
Listen, the scriptures say that we're in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation. Does that mean that we got to be crooked and perverse? Does that mean that we got to follow our old ways? Does that mean that we got to follow our evil imaginations? You're supposed to fight. But the whole point is to know that you have somebody that's fighting with you, fighting for you. Most High fight with you, and he'll fight for you. You might not even have to lift a finger. All you got to do is think the right way. And the battle is won. Go ahead, read on.
And has preserved my body from destruction. And from the snare of the slanderous tongue.
Right, so the Most High to preserve your body from destruction.
Still my scriptures.
Yeah, the Most High will preserve harm from touching you, man. He'll send over righteous angels. That's why y'all gotta pray for that. Most High, please send your righteous angels, because he got evil ones too that I ain't trying to see. But send your righteous angels, and he'll preserve your body from destruction. Read.
And from the lips of that for.
Right, before that it says the snare of the slanderous tongue. Even those that talk down on you, that's your job, man. The Most High is there with you. He'll alter the boss's ear. He's hearing the employee saying some wickedness about you. Like, man, listen, stop. I know that you've been doing this. You're talking about her, but what about you? He'll turn that all the way around. But first we have to understand that the Most High is our defender. He's the one that protects us. It's beautiful if we truly believe.
Some brothers slander their ribs.
Oh, sad.
Some ribs slander their husbands.
Double sad.
Some brothers, oh yeah, she's wicked. She's off. She's this, she's that. And she just be sitting in the house just trying to get it. Just trying to learn. Just trying to grow. But every time you talk, oh no, she's wicked. She's off. You know, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. And it's like, damn, there's not like one righteous bone in her at all. Like, damn, she just like a total, just 100% just off? Come on, it can't be 100%. No, she's 110% off. Like, damn. You don't give her no credit? You got sisters, man, they do the same thing. Like, yeah, he does this, he does that, he hates me, he talks bad about me, he looks at me funny, he kicks the kids around, he does this.
He speaks with a strong voice.
It's like, damn, he don't love you at all? Like, he don't show no love? None. But then when you check into it, it'd be the total opposite. It's not as extreme as you saying. We got to stop being so slanderous towards one another. But if it is true, and you are being slandered in some way, the Most High will defend against that. You ain't got to defend yourself. You ain't got to say nothing about it, man. The Most High will deal with it.
That's like that Joseph, when Joseph was in prison, before he went to prison about sleeping with old girl.
Oh, like, yeah.
Man, he didn't even respond. Or even Christ. Whenever, who was that? I think that was Pilate that came to him. He said, are you the Son of God? He's like, shit, you say so.
Yeah.
He didn't even defend him. Nigga, you told, that's what you telling me? Con, sir. Roger that. He didn't say nothing, man, because why? He knows that the Most High, Joseph knew that the Most High had him. He didn't have no rebuttals. He didn't have no, well, you made me, nah. Okay, Con, well, we'll see how this plays out. Because why? The powers that be got control, man. Keep reading. Finish that off.
And from the lips that forge lies.
Yeah, can't nobody be against you. The scriptures say when you go to Romans, it says, it talks about if you're established by the Most High, nobody can topple you. But if it's by men, they gonna get removed. If the Most High is on your side, who could be against you? Come on, read.
And has been my helper against my adversary.
Right, man. He's been your helper. We have to understand that the Most High has us. He protects the righteous, though. Amongst when you have a few bad apples.
Yeah, you don't have to be spoiled with the bad apples. But it's unfortunate because a lot of times, man, even no matter what you do, no matter how much you try not to be, you try not to fall into that realm and be pulled in. Sometimes the Most High be like, bruh, I'm going to get all of y'all. I'll make y'all all suffer. When one suffer, we all suffer. Right? So, we're seeing here, we're talking about kings, righteousness. We're talking about how do works get destroyed, and we're showing that the Most High protects the righteous. when they're amongst wicked doers, right? Now let's jump to another. Let's change gears here. What happens when you have wickedness in the body? What happens when you have any type of schism or any type of disbelief or any type of discord? Usually what happens? If one man runs around the mall with an ISB HPK shirt on, talking about, I use the Bible to get women, what are they going to think about ISB HPK?
We're Bible pimpers.
They're going to think that everybody does that. If one man with an ISB HPK shirt, or if one brother from the school runs around with a shirt with a swastika on it, they're going to think what? We all do that. We all believe in that.
It's kind of like when you Google the black Israelites,
Right.
you know, the person that hits the internet hits the bad stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
when that Google that, saying what, almost 15 years ago, you Google that, all there was like the Israelites from New York.
Yeah.
Cursing at women and everything, so he's like, what in the world is this? And I'm like, we're not even like that.
Wait, who Googled it?
My dad.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, I would never want to Google it now.
Oh, you call it a hate
No,
group?
when you do it now, you see a lot of people, but like back then, the ones that were famous was one from New York, the one
Yeah.
that called every woman who passes in front of them in street speaking whores and, you know,
Yeah, they called them a hate group. The Israelites is a hate group.
And back then, that was the only thing that was online.
The black
So
was a
when
black
he was
girl.
like, Google black, I was like, and I was like, and I was new too, and I was like, we're not even like
We ain't even like that. Yeah. But see, the problem is, the scriptures say it, when one suffer, we all suffer.
God.
Right? We represent one another. But even in that, we have to realize that, do I suffer for your sins? Do I pay for your sins? Do I? Is the Most High going to line me up and say, hey, Shwashna did this, let me whoop on you? No, but we know I'm not going to be judged for your sins, but we know that if we're in a body and we're joined together, if I stub my toe, what's going to happen? I'm going to feel that all the way up my leg, all the way into my brain, right? I'm going to feel that pain. I'm attached to the body, right? But we do have to understand that one man's wickedness, even though we may feel it, it doesn't represent. One woman's wickedness, even though we feel it, it doesn't represent the body, and it shouldn't represent the body. Go to, and this is why. Because, go to Psalms 36 and verse 3.
So, Psalm chapter 36 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit.
Right, see, this wicked man, the words of his mouth are what?
Iniquity and deceit.
Yeah, he using the Bible to pimp women, right? Having these awkward side conversations. Nothing of righteousness is coming out of this person's mouth. It's iniquity and deceit. But the sad part about that is, when that comes out, people look at the body and they say, damn, y'all are all like that. Y'all are all like that. And then we got to come back and do what? Clean it up. Read on.
He had left off to be wise.
Go ahead.
And to do good.
See, he left off to be wise. There's no wisdom in this man. He left off. He did that to himself. He left off of doing good. So am I going to suffer for him? No. I shouldn't have to, right? I shouldn't have to suffer for a man that said, you know what? I don't want to do the right thing no more. I don't want to hold a standard.
Unless you take what he's doing personal or, you know, with emotions. Because some people get affected by other people's falling off or whatever.
If I take it emotional, right? Or if I fall off with them. But think about it. Think about it. Again, one sinner destroyed much good. How does this happen? Because this woman, these people, they're amongst us, sowing this discord, this deceit. And what does it do? What does it do? I may not pay for that, but what's happening? I'm not growing. The body is not growing. Things are not moving forward. You see that? I'm not gonna get the check for another man's wickedness. That's what this man has to realize. Like, I'm not gonna catch that. So it shouldn't represent the body, but sometimes it does. Right? Sometimes we're looked at the wrong way. This is what he has to understand. Go to 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 62. 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 62.
2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 2.
Go ahead. 62. 16 and 62. Yeah.
And 62.
Go ahead.
Yea, and the Spirit of Almighty God, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things in the secret of the earth.
Yeah, see, the Spirit is going to search out all hidden things. Whatever this man, woman, or child thinks they're hiding, the Spirit is going to do what?
Seeketh out all hidden things and the secret.
All right, read for me.
Done. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 62. Yea, the Spirit of the Almighty God, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things.
Does what?
Searcheth out all hidden things.
Go ahead.
In the secrets of the earth.
Read.
Surely he knoweth your inventions.
Yeah, the Most High knows the things you've been inventing. He knows all the wickedness you've been cooking up. He knows all the filth in your mind. He knows all the little bend offs. When you bent off late at night, like, yeah, I'm about to go to the store, and you end up somewhere else. He knows all the things that go on behind closed doors. The Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
God.
And see, the sad part is the Spirit, or the beautiful thing, it's not even sad. The beautiful thing is the Spirit be revealing. The Spirit be bringing things out so beautiful. But it's sad because before that happens, one sinner destroyed much good. I'm going to keep repeating it until we get there. Before the Most High brings it out, what happens? He cursed the people around him. So now his household is cursed. Now our household is cursed. The body gets cursed and can't move the way it should. Now the body got aches and pains in the knees, right? Ankles hurting. Because the mind ain't right. Read on.
God, surely he knoweth your invention.
Go ahead.
And what ye think in your hearts.
Read on.
Even them that sin.
And
would hide their sin.
And will what?
Hide their sin.
Read on.
Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works.
Yeah, the Most High exactly search out them wicked works. And what does he do? He put it on blast. Read.
And he will put you all to shame.
He will do what?
Put you all to shame.
Read.
And when your sins are brought forth,
read.
Ye shall be ashamed.
You shall be what?
Be ashamed.
Read on.
Before men and your own sins.
Yes, your own sins shame you. Go ahead.
And your own sins shall be your accusers. Accusers in that day.
You see that? Your own sins put you on blast, man. Because a wicked, deceitful man, as much as he thinks he's deceiving, a wicked, deceitful sister, as much as they think they can be deceptive, I'm gonna hide my phone and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that for my husband. It comes out.
Right.
The Spirit just be dragging it out and it'd be like, ta-da! Boom, look at that. You're like, damn, where'd that come from? Spirit brought it out.
You can hide underneath the umbrella of righteousness for as long as the Most High wants you, man. But if you're doing wickedness under a righteous covering, it will be brought out.
Well, and the way it gets brought out is when there's a stop in motion in the body. The way it gets brought out is when, wait a minute, we got to stop and see what's going on here, brothers and sisters. What's happening? What's happening in the household? When you stop back and you look and you say, damn, I've been praying to the Most High, been setting up my prayers, I've been fasting, been studying. I know I've been doing that stuff, but what about my rib? What about my children? What they been up to? Where their heads been at? Because you can only carry things so far as being a righteous person. You can only carry your household so far. Everyone around got to do their part. But guess what? You can hinder it greatly. What's that?
Oh, I have one.
What you?
Second Ezra 15 and verse 26.
Is it right there? Is it in there?
What's that say?
Read that.
Come on, Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 26.
Uh-huh.
God dang. For the Lord knoweth all that sin against him.
He does what?
He knoweth all that sin against him.
Yeah, you can't hide, man. You might be able to hide from man, but you can't hide from the Most High. Where we at?
Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 26.
Go ahead.
The Lord knoweth all them that sin against him.
Go ahead.
And therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
He does what?
Delivereth them unto death and destruction.
Yeah. Things around the wicked that sin continuously and deceitfully, they get destroyed, man. But you gotta ask yourself, who you gonna bring down with you? A lot of brothers got that crab in a barrel mentality. Like, you ain't gonna rise up, and when you do, I'm gonna pull you down. I'm gonna pull you right back into the filth. I'm gonna pull you down with me. That rotten apple mentality, that I'm rotten as hell inside, so I'm gonna make you rotten. I'm gonna make you filthy. I'm gonna infect you negatively, man. But see, the Most High sees all this. The Most High sees all this. Go to, now go to Ecclesiastes 9 verse 18. Because now we're seeing that one man's actions, as we dive all the way in, one man's actions disrupts progress, and you could definitely curse the things around you. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 18. A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Go ahead.
But one sinner destroyeth much good.
One sinner does what?
Destroyeth much good.
How does this happen? How does one sinner destroy much good? I've been asking all night. Who got it? Who knows? Because the things that this sinner is going after, he knows they're forbidden. He knows that he shouldn't be touching these things. Listen, we all sin, right? Are we perfect? But there's things that we know we shouldn't even be trying to entertain. It's plain as day. Listen, don't mess with that. Don't deal with that. Don't deal like that. Don't act like that. It's plain as day. But brothers and sisters be like, yeah, I know. I know what you said, Most High, but I'm going to do that anyway. Because I'm following my own lust. I'm like it says in Romans, I'm establishing my own righteousness.
That's just like when you read in Joshua about Achan.
Stop it, bro. Stop stealing my scriptures.
Slut, sir.
Go to second Ezra 4 verse 31. Second Ezra 4 and verse 31. And yes, we're going to go into the story of Achan.
Son. Oh, go ahead.
Second Ezra 4:31. Don't wait for nobody.
I can get it first.
God. Second Ezra chapter 4 verse.
If these young soldiers don't want to read, that's on them.
God.
Read.
Second Ezra chapter 4 verse 31.
You be the example, Go ahead.
God. Ponder now thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed has brought forth. And when
he said, ponder now. Ponder now. Think about it. How great fruit of wickedness a little grain of evil can produce. Think about it. Think about how one little grain of wickedness, one little evil thought multiplies into just sin and calamity. It multiplies into destruction. Think about it. Think about how one thought pops in my head, and I chase it. Next thing you know, I'm arrested, shot, in jail. One thought pops into my head, next thing you know, kids. One thought pops in my head that I didn't control. And next thing you know, I'm in a situation I never imagined myself in. Because one sinner destroyed much good. Where you at? Read on.
2 Ezra chapter 4 in verse 31. Ponder thou thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor they shall fill.
Yeah.
Shall they fill?
Think about when your sin grows. Think about when your sin grows into this, all these nice, wonderful ears of corn. And when they get cut down, it fills up a room, man. One little seed. Next thing you know, you just sitting in a room of sin. One little seed can override. One little seed of wickedness can override all the righteousness you've established. If you let it. Joshua 2 and 20. 22 and 20. Because why? You chase the things that you're not supposed to be chasing. You let your idle mind drag you into porn, weed, women, right?
God.
You let your idle mind drag you all over the place. Now you're double-minded. Idleness teaches much evil. So now you're chasing everything evil instead of saying, let me plant the seed of righteousness. Imagine how much that would grow. If one little grain of evil will grow a fruit so big and enormous, imagine a seed of righteousness. Right? It says if you have faith, the grain of a mustard seed, which is one of the smallest seeds, you can move mountains. How come brothers don't do that? How come sisters don't do that? They got that little grain of evil in them. They don't let that little grain of faith carry them and build their house. They let the little grain of evil override all your good works. Right. So now all your good works are evil spoken of. Read that, Joshua chapter 22 and verse 20. And what it does, now it affects the entire body. It affects the entire body. Watch, read. Joshua chapter 22 and verse 20. I keep saying it. Read.
Joshua chapter 22 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
And did not Achan, the son of Zerah, commit a trespass in the accursed thing?
He did what?
In the accursed thing.
He committed a trespass in the accursed thing. Go ahead.
And wrath fell on the congregation of Israel.
Wait, just on him?
Wrath fell on the congregation of Israel.
Yeah, the wrath fell on the congregation of Israel. He trespassed, but guess what? The Most High cursed all the people around him. Read on. But this is the key. Read.
God, and that man perished, not alone in his iniquity.
You see that? In his iniquity, he wasn't the only one to perish. He was dragging people along with him. He infected people along with him. He dragged people along in his iniquity. But guess what? It was the people closest to him. That's the sad part. It was him and his household. We're going to read it. Go to Joshua. Go to Joshua 6 and verse 18. Joshua 6 and verse 18.
Joshua chapter 6 and verse 18.
Joshua 22 and 20. Joshua 16 and verse 18.
16 or 6?
6 and verse 18.
Joshua chapter 6 and verse 18.
Right.
And ye, give me a comment, you got it?
Yeah, so we're understanding that this individual, one sinner can destroy much good. We're going into a story about Achan and how his deceptiveness and his acts destroyed many others. Go ahead and read that. Where you at?
Joshua chapter 6 and verse 18.
All right.
And ye, in any wise yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed.
Right, saying, listen, keep yourself away from this accursed thing. Don't touch it. Read.
God, and when ye take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel accursed.
See, there's certain things that can cause the whole camp to be cursed. And obviously right here, they was touching this accursed thing. Something that they weren't supposed to take. Read.
And trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass, iron, and consecrate unto the Lord.
Right? Are consecrated unto the Lord.
So
Read.
Are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord.
So the Most High gave a specific instruction. Listen, you can take all these things, the silver, the gold, the vessels, the brass, the honor, but don't take the accursed thing.
Well, and what he's saying, when you take up the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel curse and trouble it, what he was letting us know, all the silver, all the gold, all the vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. Right?
God.
You got brothers that they chase things that are cursed. Listen, if you ain't chasing the spirit, you cursed. I'm sorry. Everything you chasing is going to be a curse to you.
You know, even when you talk about the spirit is so vast and never ending that you will never get, you know, for example.
Never attain it.
Yeah, they talking about ring my bell. They're talking about crack in that song, just to let y'all know. But it's like the same thing with the spirit in this word. Your bell has been rung to where you need more. Oh, I need to know more. I need to know the deep mysteries, the secrets that God said he gives to the meek. But you should be chasing after those things rather than the fulfillment of the flesh.
Weed, women, cars, money, hoes, clothes, all the nigga knows. Right? I'm chasing my pride. I'm chasing my ego. You chase these things, they're cursed. Because ask yourself, when you did chase them back in the world, where did you get? What did it get you? Where's the reward? Where's it at?
Or using the clinic.
Yeah, you chasing the women using the clinic, right?
God.
You chase the weed, you was just high out your mind.
All right, somebody pistol whip you upside your head, took all the money out your wallet. You're dropping cash on the floor. You're driving, your tire roll off. You're like, damn, where my tire go? Didn't even seem like it was loose. And you been in the streets doing wickedness.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah, Most High trying to stop you, man. He's trying to stop you from doing wickedness.
He's trying to stop you from touching the accursed thing.
Yeah.
So now it's just like this. It's just like when a brother is laying down rules in his household, and his wife is just coming up against everything. No, I ain't gonna do that. No, dress. They got dress? The hell, I ain't wearing no dress. My job said I don't gotta wear no dress.
Actually, your voice is deeper.
Dress, yeah. Dress turns into Legion. And she go to work and just get cussed out by her boss. And you gotta come back and say, damn, well, I wasn't being humble. I wasn't listening. And everything your boss is hitting you on is like, somehow, some way, the spirit is trying to show you something. All these different instances that happen, you chase these things that are accursed. There's always a repercussion. Where we at?
Joshua chapter 6 and verse 20.
And just to give a little backdrop on this story, if you guys are familiar with the chapter, these stories in Joshua, Joshua sent spies to spy out the city, right? And you had Rahab the harlot who took in the spies, and it was promised to her that if she kept the spies, when we went into the city to take it, her family would be preserved. So this was the Most High giving orders after we went and took the city. Take the gold, take this, take that, but don't touch anything accursed, the accursed thing. We knew what that was. Brothers know what their accursed thing is now. The weed demon, the porn demon, right? The sloth demon. All these different demons that are out there, all these different things that we chase, they're accursed. And we're steady trying to help brothers fight and get away from the accursed thing. And they're like, no, I want to go be accursed. I need that. But guess what? As long as you attached to the body will now be accursed because of you. Did you finish Joshua 6 and 19? Joshua chapter 7 and verse 1. Let's get into the story.
Joshua chapter 7 and verse 1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing.
So So we read the Most High said, don't touch the accursed thing in 6 and 18. But what did Israel do?
Touch the accursed thing.
Go ahead.
For Achan, the son of
Carmi,
the son of
Zabdi,
the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing.
He did what?
Took of the accursed thing.
They're like, man, ain't nobody gonna see me. I'm gonna snatch this up real quick.
Took of the accursed thing.
I'm gonna hide this under my tent.
Took of the accursed thing.
Read.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel.
Wait, but only one man took.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel.
Damn, we all gotta suffer because one man decided that, you know what? I ain't gonna listen. Read on.
And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, because which is beside.
And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethaven,
on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few.
Right. So Joshua sent the spies to Ai. They came back and said, listen, we only need a couple thousand men to beat them. We only need a couple of thousand men. We don't got to send the whole camp because there's only a few of them up in Ai. We can go there real quick, 2,000-3,000 men, and we can have the land. Read on.
So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men. And they fled before the men of Ai.
Wait. And what happened?
They fled before the men of Ai.
But they were supposed to take the land. It was supposed to be very easy.
And they fled before the men of Ai.
Go ahead.
And the men of Ai smote them about 36 men.
Read.
And they chased them.
Well, they chased them
from before the gate even unto
Shearbrim.
And smote them in the going down.
Go ahead.
Wherefore the hearts of the people melted.
Read.
And became as water.
Yeah, they got faint-hearted. Because think about it. 3,000 men, right? Go up, try to take a land. About 36 men beat them. Right. Think about that. Wouldn't your heart melt? You see these men getting whooped. All these men getting whooped by this little amount of men. So the people's heart melted. Go ahead.
And Joshua rent his clothes.
Yeah, Joshua was upset. He was like, man, he ripped his damn garments off. Read.
And fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide. He and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon his head, heads.
Go ahead.
And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites?
Yeah, it's like, man, it's like, wow, what was the point of you having us come all the way from Egypt, part the Red Sea, all the plagues? Listen, if y'all being disrespectful in the chat, you're going to be deleted. So y'all need, what's going on here? Yeah, listen, if y'all in the chat, y'all are here to learn. So hold your peace on the chat unless you got questions. If you're going to teach on the chat, start up your own channel. If not, you'll be deleted. So anyway, Joshua's asking, what was the point of you doing all this, these great works? Bringing us through the wilderness, 40 years. Egypt, killing Pharaoh. Just to have us come up to the Amorites and get destroyed. See, he couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure out what the hell's going on here. It's like brothers be putting in all this work, man. Street teaching, class, 5 days a week, this class, that class, building brothers, putting in work. The mall, we got the mall. We got all these different things that we do. And we sit back and wonder, like, man, how come we don't prosper? How come we're moving, but at a snail's pace? How come the men, and this is, you gotta think about it, this is in any situation, man. You got brothers, they'll put in so much time into their ribs, and they'll put in a lot of effort, and it's like, I don't know what's going on. She just ain't growing. For some reason, she just ain't grasping the concepts. Like, my household is not built, my household is not growing from what it was. Kids are still bad as hell. What's up? Oh, kids are still bad, right? Rib still got her hang-ups, but I'm giving her all the info. But why is my house not expanding and growing in spiritually? You know, I'm not talking about you went from 1 car to 2. Nobody gives a damn about that. Or you went from a 1-car garage to a 2-car garage. No. It's more about hospitality and charity and love. And why would I walk in my house is the same as when I walked in 4 years ago when it was just disgruntledness. You know, why are these things happening? Well, because someone amongst that household is dealing with the accursed thing. Someone amongst the body is dealing with the accursed. And you're rattling your damn brain trying to figure it out like, man, we checking this, checking that, you fix this, you fix that, you tweak this, you tweak that, you do all the tweaks. You dot all the T's and cross all the I's. I said that backwards. You cross all the T's and dot all the I's, right? You do all your checks and balances, and then you check the check, and you balance the balance. And it still comes back like, damn, what the hell is going on here? This is what Joshua was dealing with. He was like, man, bro, we had that. We have the victory. How do we lose this? Let's read.
Would to God we had been content and dwelled on the other side of Jordan.
Go ahead.
O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turneth their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it.
Yeah, Joshua was like, man, everybody's going to hear about this defeat. 3,000 men got whooped on. They going to think that, yeah, they can just come and just take us out now. What are all the other nations going to think? Go ahead.
And shall enrun us round. And cut off our name from the earth.
Go ahead.
What wilt thou do unto thy great name?
Read.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, get thee up.
Yeah, man, what's your problem, bro? Get up. Go ahead.
Wherefore liest thou upon thy face?
Read.
Israel hath sinned.
Wait, but one man sinned.
Israel hath sinned.
Yeah, we got to come back and say, damn, something is going on amongst us. Something is going on amongst the body. Something is going on in the households where this household has sinned. The body is sinning. Now, is it actually the body? But as a unit, we're all affected. This is how the Most High looks at it. This is what we got to understand. If you really give a damn about the Most High, if you give a damn about your household, if you give a damn about the body, it's about, let me change the things that I'm doing. It ain't just, oh, this is my sin and that is me. No. You affect more than just you. This is what this story is trying to show you. You affect. You could think about it. If you can affect more than just you positively, you think you can't affect more than you just negatively? There has to be a balance, right? You affect more than just you with that slothful spirit on you. You affect more than just you with that pride that's on you. You affect more than just you with that lust. With that lust for all the worldly things that happen. You affect more than just your household. Or it's more than just your chastening that's going to be there. Everything around you get chastised. Everything around you get purged up. Read on.
And they have also transgressed my covenant.
They did what?
Transgressed my covenant.
Go ahead.
Which I commanded them.
See, and this is the thing. It's not like you don't know better. It was told to you in the beginning. Don't mess with the accursed thing. So when you didn't know, it was like, okay, well, cool, he didn't know. And then when you got shown, like, yeah, bro, Smoking weed is bad. Lusting after women is bad. Being prideful is bad, sis. You know, you got to be humble. Being rude is bad. When you were shown all these things 1,000 trillion million times, right? The Most High said when you didn't know, he winked at you in your ignorance, right? But now you do know. Now what? You can't say you didn't know because you were shown what was good and what was bad, how to build your house and how to destroy it, how to build yourself and not let yourself be destroyed. You were shown. Brothers and sisters get shown these things. It's like when you go on a job, you're shown how to be productive. No one shows you how to be disgruntled. No one shows you how to be a dismemberer. Is that what the word? A disassociate, a disassembler. No one showed you that. That was in you. You didn't eradicate that out of your spirit. You were shown the right way to do things for building and growth. You were shown how to do things for love, peace, joy, fruits of the spirit. You were shown how to bring these things forth. Not contentment and hate and lust and envy and covetousness. You weren't, these weren't the things that were shown to you. Go ahead, read.
For they have taken of the accursed thing.
Go ahead.
And have also stolen.
Go ahead.
And dissembled also.
Dissembled also. Go ahead.
And they have put it even among their own stuff.
Yeah, so you touch of the accursed thing. You out here robbing and stealing.
Trying to hide it now.
Trying to hide. You disassemble also, and then you try to hide it. You try to engraft it. You try to engraft this little sin into the way things are supposed to be. Nah, buddy. The Most High sees you. Nah, sis. The Most High is watching. Read on.
Therefore, the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies.
This is why households don't stand. This is why brothers and sisters can't stand when Satan comes a knocking. When Satan comes knocking, I make sure I ain't home. Damn it. I ain't home to answer that door. The devil ain't welcome here. The devil is not welcome here. Right? Yeah, I'm not even there to say that. When he knocks, something goes off like a loudspeaker, like, you ain't welcome here, bro. But some of y'all, he be knocking, you be like, come on in, Satan. Oh, I made you some tea and crumpets. Right? You got tea and crumpets for Satan. You got a little tea party set up for you and the demons that play around in your head. You got a little party set up. Me and Satan about to go on a play date. It's like, man, what you got going on today? Brother drop his report. Watch the kids. Play with Satan. Teach my rib how to play with Satan. Play with Satan some more. Go to class. That mean, brothers might as well report. That might as well be what you say, because that's what you do. You welcome in. You welcome in Satan by dealing with these accursed spirits, by wallowing in your pride, the lack of humility, the lack of faith, the double-mindedness. You let Satan right in the door. He don't even need to knock. The door be open for him. He just walk right in like he lives there, because he does.
It's like in the country, when people used to come up, they used to come in, hey around there. They ain't no knocking, they just hey around there. Come on in.
It's like the bros that were from, these bros from Angola, they were telling us, like, yeah, in our country, everyone just goes to everyone's house and cooks and eats. No one knocks. No one, like, everyone just walks right in. I was like, really? He said, yeah, we don't lock doors like in America. But that's how brothers and sisters deal with Satan. Like, yeah, you can come on in and just start cooking. You can clean up if you want, but you don't have to. But yeah, what we having for dinner today, Satan? And you just there planning out a whole meal with Satan. Dinner date. Because why? You no longer have the guard up. You ain't got the lock on the door no more. Because you're dealing with these accursed things. You're letting all these spirits rule you. Your covetousness for things you don't need. Your lust for the weak and beggarly elements. Listen, man. I don't care who you are. If you control by a plant, you simple as hell. If you control by a plant that grows out of the earth, you simple. And now you see why things around you fall. You let a damn weed plant control you. You let liquor control you. You let women control you. Now you see why things happen in your life. Why when you try to build, things around you fall. Because your focus, if you letting weed control you and liquor and women and drugs and well, how much money I got and cars and clothes that I don't have, if you let these things control you, then what are you focused on? You're not focused on the real things that are around you. You're not focused on building. You said what?
You're having the wrong dream, George.
I don't know what that is. It's quoted a movie I don't know.
Love.
Oh. Yeah, but you're not building in the right things. You're trying to build your own lusts. But what about your rib that needs to be built and taught? What about your children that need to be built and taught? What about yourself that needs to continue to open up and get wisdom? But see, what does the scripture say? Wisdom will not enter into a malicious soul. Or somebody get that. Wow. Wisdom of Solomon 1 verse 22. Ariah.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1. You said 22.
Oh,
verse 4.
1 and verse 4, excuse me.
For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin.
See, now you see why wisdom don't go into these people that are like Achan. Because you're subject to sin. I know you want to go to 5 other scriptures. You're going to take over from him reading in Joshua.
God.
You got to see it. Because now when it's time for you to get wisdom, listen, we're going to show you how to do this, and that. You toss wisdom and counsel to the side. Because why? Wisdom is not going to dwell in a body that's subject to the accursed thing. The accursed thing is sin. Y'all know that, right? The accursed thing that brothers and sisters run to is sinful. Y'all understand that, right? Y'all don't think it's good, right? Like, yeah, you say it's cursed, but it feels good to me. No, it's accursed because when you were chasing it 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, before you got the knowledge, what did it do for you? What did it do for you? Did it help your situation? Whatever it was that was a curse that you chased. When your pride kicked up and that chick punched you in the mouth because you just didn't know how to shut up, because you didn't understand the soft answer, turn away much wrath, did that help your situation? Did your pride help you? And you was getting high out your mind and neglecting all your responsibilities. The only thing you know how to do was eat after you got high. Couldn't pay your rent, house dirty as hell. Couldn't keep up on your rent. I said that already, right?
Hey, that's double time. Niggas can't pay rent.
Yeah, because why? I got to get that sack 8 times a day. I got to make sure that my blunt is rolled. But how did that help you when you was running back to mom's talking about help me? I need rent money. How did it help? So how is it going to help now? When the spirit is supposed to, you say that right? The spirit is supposed to guide. But the spirit won't go into you. Why? Because now you subjected yourself to sin. So what happens? What happens? Everything around you falls. Nothing around you moves forward. Everything is like you take 1 step forward and 80 steps back. And then you got the nerve to wonder why. Like, Most High just don't like me. Nah, bro. He told you what not to do from the jump, and you disobeyed. Come on, let's finish it up. Ariah.
Joshua?
Joshua.
God, Joshua chapter 7 and verse 12. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies.
Go ahead.
But turned their backs before their enemies.
Read.
Because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore.
Now the Most High is no longer with your situation. So you definitely dancing with the devil.
Right, like I said in that scripture, he was going to be your defender. He going to preserve your body from destruction. Hell no.
You're destroyed.
Most High ain't with you no more.
Yo.
He ripping your body apart and your spirit. Right. Read on.
God, except ye destroy the accursed from among you.
Except you do what?
destroy the accursed from among you.
Yeah. Listen, it's talking about that man and his possessions. It ain't just talking about the thing no more, because that man is now cursed. What's up?
Did you want Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 10?
Nope. Well, what is it? Let me not do that. What is it?
Cast out the
train, baby. What's up?
It's cast out the scorner.
Oh, get it? Yeah. That's right on. Yeah, that's right on this point.
I text you that.
I seen that, my friend.
God.
Read that real quick.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
Cast out the scorner.
Do what?
Cast out the scorner.
Go ahead.
And contention shall go out.
And what shall happen?
And contention shall go out.
Yeah. This scorner, this deceitful man, woman, child, they gotta be cast out, man. They gotta stop, leave off their wicked. Now we're not here to cast people out, right? We're always restoring one in the spirit of meekness.
God.
Right? Considering ourselves, at least we be tempted by the devil. So it's not about throwing a man out or throwing a woman out or cutting ties, but it's really about showing a person the error of their ways and what they think is small, how it affects the body, how it affects growth and movement. Go back to Joshua. Don't highlight. Go back to Joshua.
God.
Read.
Joshua chapter 7 and verse 13.
15 minutes.
Up. Sanctify the people.
Do what?
Sanctify the people.
Now we got to cleanse the people. Read.
And say, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow.
Go ahead.
For thus said the Lord God of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thy enemies.
Yeah, that's why we can't stand before our enemies, man. That's why we can't stand up and fight when these demons hit. When all these weird thoughts hit your head and you just give in, now you got to see why. You left off your protection. You're not letting the wisdom is no longer flowing in you. Like when you take a breath, it's like, wisdom. That's like fresh wisdom. But for some, it's like, damn, that's carbon dioxide. I'm about to die. Because the wisdom is not going in. So you're not being refreshed. Go ahead.
Until ye take away the accursed thing from among you.
Go ahead.
Come, verse 14. In the morning, therefore, ye shall be brought according to your tribes. And it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according.
What verse you at?
Verse 14.
Jump down. So, read it. Read verse 14. Mm-hmm.
Started from the top again?
No, read where you at.
Come. The Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof. And the families which the Lord shall take shall come by household. And the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire.
What happened to this man?
Shall be burnt with fire.
Read on.
He and all that he hath.
He and all that he hath. Go ahead.
He and all that he hath.
Read.
Because he hath transgressed the covenant of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And because he hath wrought folly.
What did he do?
Wrought folly.
Yeah, you bringing foolishness into the body. Go ahead.
In Israel.
Jump down. What's up?
Yeah, think about that. It says his whole family's gonna come down. He gonna get burnt, but his family is too.
Him and all that he had.
You dragging your family into the gauntlet. Y'all finna get your heads chopped off because of the head. Think about that.
Because you know why the scripture says as a king is, so is his officers.
Come on, y'all know about the curse thing. Y'all finna get a little dibble dabble with that.
As a king is, as a man is, so is his wife and his children.
He's known by his children.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 16. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribes of Judah was taken.
Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20.
19.
Verse 19. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son.
Achan was from the tribe of Judah. Old stiff-necked, hard-headed Jew.
God.
Jew man, right?
God.
Read.
And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him.
Yeah, you might as well just confess, bro. Go ahead.
And tell me now what thou hast done.
Read.
Hide it not from me.
Read.
And Achan answered, Joshua and said, I indeed have sinned.
And listen, I give Achan credit, because at least he fessed up. I mean, bro, he knew he was going to get burnt to a crisp.
Trying to get his spirit clean.
At least he went out with a clear conscience. Right. Some brothers be holding on to the negative, like, no, that's not me. I didn't do it.
Right. Like the Maccabees, they died and said, listen, we might have did some sin.
Yeah.
That's why we getting killed now.
Yeah.
We might have done some sin.
We might have sinned. At least he was like, you know what? You're right. Y'all got me. But think about it. He confessed even in knowing that his fate wasn't going to change. Right. The Most High, I changed not. Right? You about to get crisp, burnt up. Ain't nobody in here stoning anybody or burning anybody, right? Ain't nobody in here doing that. But why can't brothers and sisters be honest with themselves? The scriptures say, confess your faults one to another that you may be healed. Now you know why brothers ain't healed from their ailments. Because when you do a fault, you don't fess up thinking that, what am I going to do? My old puny self. Puny, man. I ain't trying to put hands on nobody. I ain't trying to put my hands on nobody, right? I can't do a damn thing to anyone. I mean, come on. But what is it that stops a man from being healed? Confess your faults one to another that you may be healed. At least Achan went out healed. He was like, you know what? I messed up. This is what I did. Right? He didn't fear the eyes of men. He knew that he was confessing to the Most High. Brothers and sisters got to wake up and see, stop playing with yourselves. Lie not one to another. See that you put off the old man with his deeds. Stop lying. Stop stealing. Stop being covetous. Stop being lustful. Stop it. Brothers, oh God, stop lying. That's the thing, man. Stop lying. Because you're not good at it. That's one. You get caught up. Every time you lie, it be coming out. Spirit brings it out. Like the Bible says. Brother, what is it?
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
Keep it 100. Like everybody said.
Everybody talk about 100.
They throw the 100. Nigga, you ain't 100.
You like 10%.
Come on.
At least Achan kept it 100. I mean, yeah, he was already.
He kept it 1,000.
Yeah,
he was done.
Because, bro, I don't even know if I could have did that. I don't might have lied. You know what I'm saying? In that situation, watch, read.
Verse 20, and Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel.
Go ahead.
And thus have I done.
Read.
When I saw among the spoils
read
a goodly Babylonish garment.
Yeah, come on. You an Israelite.
Yeah, we got your butt cheeks hanging out. Babylonish. Heathenistic.
You an Israelite chasing after a damn Babylonian garment.
Some skinny jeans.
You an Israelite, yeah, chasing after skinny jeans.
Had his Prince pants on, man.
The buttless chaps.
The buttless chaps.
Yeah. Buttless chaps.
You an Israelite chasing after the base things of the world. Right. You're supposed to be a man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You're supposed to be a sister of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And you chasing after the base things.
Got your crop top.
You chasing after, like you chasing after the way they dress out here. But not righteousness. You chasing after weed. You chasing after women. You letting the base things rip your defenses from you. Think about it.
Liberty.
You letting your pride, my liberty. I need to be able to move around the way I want to move around. I don't want to be constrained. I don't want to be told nothing. I need to be able to go on vacation when I want and do this and do that. God, it's all there for you. But there's still a right way to attain. There's still a right way to do things. Come on, read.
And 200 shekels of silver.
Yeah, you selling out for money. Go ahead.
And a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight.
Read.
Then I covered them.
He did what?
I coveted them.
He coveted them. Go ahead.
And took them.
And took them. Read.
And behold, they are hid in the earth, in the midst of my tent.
Big dummy.
Yeah.
You dug it up like a dog.
Hide in the sack in your sock drawer.
Right, like when you gonna wear the Babylonian garment?
Your husband tell you don't wear no pants. You hide a pair of pants deep in your closet somewhere for like a rainy day. Come on, man. You chasing after things that are accursed to you. Read on.
And the silver under it.
Go ahead.
So Joshua sent messengers, and so they ran unto the tent. And behold, it was hid in his tent. and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord.
Yeah, your sin is going to be laid out.
Your sin is your accusers, like I said in the scripture.
Yeah, it's going to be laid out for all to see anyway. You might as well just, again, we can't stone nobody. We can't heat nobody up with fire. That's not what it's about. Get it off your chest. Move on. Build your house. Build yourself. Let yourself be built.
Let that weight be released off you.
Right. Get that
weight.
That 50-pound shekel.
You know you ain't moving right.
You got the shekel here. You got the garment on the top of your head. And you got the other gold shekel here. You just like way down like, damn. Why I feel so heavy? Why I got the monkey on my back? Why I got so many headaches? Why does my back hurt? Why does my knees hurt? Because you got sin. You got the accursed thing just weighing you down to the point where it's like, damn, you could barely walk. What's up?
Ecclesiastes chapter 23 and verse 21.
Read it.
This man shall be punished in the streets of the city.
This was the man that did not fear it, that did not realize that the eyes of the Most High were 10 times brighter than the sun.
God.
So what happened?
This man shall be punished in the streets of the city.
Jump back to Joshua. Let's see what happened to Achan. He stole, he coveted, he got the whole camp cursed and destroyed in war. He confessed. But let's see the Most High right here. Read.
And Joshua and all of Israel.
What verse you at?
Verse 24.
Read.
And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters.
Wait, they took his what?
His sons, his daughters.
Yeah, some of y'all don't understand that your sons and daughters are on the line.
Snatched up.
You ready to sacrifice your son to devils?
Hey, I think about that. You know, in Chicago, you get the little babies that get shot in your arms. Well, what were you doing, Achan?
Ooh, damn.
What were you doing?
Catch the drive-by?
Who did sin?
Who did sin?
Come on.
But, bro, it's even to the level of just think about it, man. He wasn't taking account. He was moving so selfishly.
He wasn't considering.
He wasn't considering the ones around him. He wasn't considering his little babies. He wasn't considering his children, his wife, all his cattle. At least, damn, go be selfish on your own accord and you get took out and everybody else around you live. But it said his what?
His sons and his daughters, and his oxen,
Read.
and his asses,
Read.
and his sheep,
Read.
and his tents,
and
all that he had. And they brought them unto the valley of Achan.
And let's see what they did. Read on.
And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us?
Yeah, like, why did you do this? Why are you causing trouble in the body? Why? Sometimes I want to ask sisters like, man, what the hell be on your mind when you said that or when you reacted that way? I want to ask brothers like, why did you react like that? That didn't even need a reaction. Just say con and move on. Why are you causing trouble for yourself? Go ahead.
The Lord shall trouble thee this day.
Read.
And all Israel stoned him.
Wait, they did what?
All Israel stoned him with stones.
Read.
And burned them.
And burned who?
And burned them.
Wait, just him.
Them.
Read.
With fire.
Read.
And they had stoned them with stones.
Think about that, man. This is the fate that you want for your family. You get the body cursed, and then you get your whole family slaughtered because you want to be lazy.
Selfish.
You want to be selfish, covetous, prideful, hateful. This is what you want? Is this what y'all want?
1 Timothy 5:20 real quick.
Is this what y'all want? God, I would hope not. I don't want this for y'all. I don't want this for me. But think about it. We gotta both want the same thing. Right? We gotta both. That's why the scripture said, can two walk together, at least they be in agreement. What you got?
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 20.
Yeah, see, the Most High does things specifically, but read that.
1 Timothy 5 and 20. Them that sin, rebuke before all.
Say it again.
Rebuke before all.
Them that sin, rebuke before all. Read.
That others may fear.
See, the thing about why the Most High did that was to show everybody else that, listen, Your sins can mess up your family's life, can mess up those around you, can kill the nation. The Most High wants you to consider rather than not consider. Because Achan got his family burned to death. Y'all better wake up and recognize this is real when you start watching the news and your people is getting killed on TV. Ask yourself, what did they do to be taken out like that? To be all burnt up in the same household. Damn, Most High.
What accursed thing did they touch?
What accursed thing did they do? Y'all gotta, this is real life because this happens daily. Y'all think this is a game? Y'all better get, like I said, can two walk together? At least they be agreed. Y'all better make sure y'all both walking according to the Most High, because y'all gonna be burnt up together, like Achan did.
Burnt up, stoned, and buried.
That's sad. And everybody had to look at that. Even before that, 30,000 men died. Or whatever, however many died when they went to war.
3,000 got beaten. But think about it. Think about how much havoc one man and his doing can cause. Think about it. So you gotta really, if you care for your brother, you care for your sister, you really gotta make sure that you're in check with what's going on. You're in tune and you're going along with what's happening. Don't be deceitful and be like, oh yeah, I'm with it. And then like deep down in the back of your neck right here, you got this evil ass grain of wicked thought, like, yeah, nigga, I ain't doing that really. I ain't really with that. Because what'll happen is, it'll grow. It'll grow, it'll grow, it'll grow. 2 Thessalonians 2:8. Two more scriptures. You know how it go. Second Thessalonians 2:8. Nah, well I got that. We don't gotta hit that.
It's 4th of July, man.
What we gonna go do?
You ain't watch no firecrackers tonight.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8. Read.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 8.
Read.
And then shall the wicked be revealed.
Wait, what's gonna happen?
The wicked.
You ain't gonna hide. No matter how much you think you hiding because you get to walk to your house and close the door, it's gonna be revealed. Read.
Achan, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Go ahead.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
When that spirit goes out, it's going to destroy all that. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
His what? His
coming is after the working of Satan.
You got to make sure that you're not working towards Satan. You got to make sure that your works aren't the workings, evil imaginations, and deceitfulness, and lust, and covetousness, and pride, and envy, and hate. Go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan.
Go ahead.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
Read.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
Wait, they do what?
Deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
Yeah, when you come with that deception and unrighteousness, you do what?
Perish.
Read.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
Yeah, listen. That's what it's about. You're supposed to be seeking out, how do I receive the truth? How do I receive the love of the truth? Read.
Achan. And for this,
that they might be saved. Oh, go ahead.
And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion.
Go ahead.
That they should believe a lie.
Yeah, now you toss to, fro. All these different things happening in your house, all these things happening in your mind. You get strong delusions of what you think is the truth. Read on.
Achan, verse 12, that they all might be damned whom believed not the truth.
Go ahead.
But had pleasure in unrighteousness.
This is going to happen to anyone that doesn't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe what happened to Achan and his family? You already damned. You're already damned. Go to 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 4. This is what happens, man. 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 4. Somebody. 4 brothers.
Corinthians chapter 5, verse 4.
Read.
In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Read.
When ye are gathered together.
When you are what?
Gathered together.
Go ahead.
And my spirit.
Read.
With the power of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Read.
To deliver such an one unto Satan.
Such a one what? The one that wants to touch that accursed thing. The one that wants to follow his dreams and his own lust. And wants to look back in time and think about how much of a rock star he was. And how much fun he had in wickedness. Go ahead.
To deliver such a one unto Satan.
This is what they had to do to Achan. Go ahead.
For the destruction of the flesh.
Read.
That the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord Yahushua.
Go ahead.
Your glory is not good.
Read.
Knew ye not.
Know ye not.
Know ye not. That a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump.
Wait, there it goes again. Don't you know that one sin destroyed much good? Don't you know that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump if it's grafted in? Don't you know a little wickedness will overtake that righteousness if you let it? That's why the scriptures talk about don't let your good be evil spoken of. It's in Romans, I believe. Don't let your good be evil spoken of. How? Because brothers come in with their own agenda, sisters come in with their own agenda, and think that they're going to engraft their agenda into what's already been established in righteousness. And then what happens? You get delivered unto Satan. Because we tell you once, listen, bro, don't touch that. Come on, now. Listen, bro, don't touch that. Come on, brother, I got weak. Come on, now, we get it. Here's all the counsel. Here's all the scriptures. Here's everything you need to fight. Don't touch that, Ak. Come on, Ak, you're right. How come you didn't hit a brother up when da-da-da-da-da? Well, I don't know. Well, because you really don't care to fight your demon. So then what happens? Satan starts messing with you. You get delivered up. You get delivered. I don't have the power to deliver any man to Satan. Right? When you deliver yourself, when you block counsel off, when you stop being discreet, when you think you know everything, that's how you let Satan, that's how you deliver yourself to Satan. That pride kick up, right? It says pride is the beginning of when one man depart from the Most High.
God.
So you depart from the Most High. Who you dealing with now? You dealing with Shaitan, the evil. Go ahead, read on.
Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Do what?
Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Yeah, that old way of doing things, your old way that you trying to engraft, your old way of thinking, the old man, that old wickedness, you better purge that out. Read.
That ye may be a new lump.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the new man. Renewed in the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua. Read.
As ye are unleavened.
Read.
For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Read. So let's see what this old leaven was. What is it? Because y'all probably thinking, oh, it's talking about bread. Go ahead. Read on.
Therefore, let us keep the feast. Not with old leaven.
Not with that old filth that was in your mind. Go ahead.
Neither with the leaven of malice.
With what?
Of malice.
Read.
With wickedness.
Read. I'm going to add some in there. With covetousness. With lack of humility. With faithlessness. With deceit.
Right. Debate.
Debating.
Whisperers.
Murmurers. Backbiting.
Haters. Despiteful.
Oh, you.
Proudful. Boasters. Inventors of evil things.
Go ahead, read the scripture. Yeah, you don't want to be in that leaven. You got to get rid of that leaven. That leaven was supposed to work out of you through time. But if you're still hanging on to these things, Most High is going, man, listen. I wouldn't even want to be here to see what happened to Achan. I wouldn't even want to witness that. Because I would have had to stone him too. So the congregation stoned him and burned him. Everyone got their rock and threw one at him.
Yes. They stoned him until the spirit was gone.
I didn't want to be around for that. So I definitely don't want to be the man getting stoned. Right. If I can't stone a man, I don't want to be around getting stoned. Come on, man. Jump. Did you finish that?
La.
Read.
But with unleavened bread of sincerity.
Of what?
Unleavened bread of sincerity.
Yeah, we got to be sincere, not deceptive. Go ahead.
And truth.
Jump down to 2 Thessalonians 3 and verse 1, and this is the last scripture. 2 Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 1.
This is my departing words for everyone. My words in departing. Read.
Finally, brethren, let us pray for us.
Read.
That the word of the Lord may have free course.
Yeah. The word, the spirit, let it have free course within you. Get rid of that maliciousness that's in you, that deceitfulness that's in you, so that the Spirit can work in you. Go ahead.
And be glorified.
Uh-huh.
Even as it is with you.
Go ahead.
And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men.
Right. We want to be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. We don't want to be under their rule, and we don't want to be in the same circle as them. Just like David. He was like, get all that out the kingdom. I ain't dealing with none of that. Go ahead.
For all men have not faith.
Go ahead.
But the Most High
and that's one of the problems, is that not all men have faith. Everyone's faith ain't gonna be on your level. Go ahead.
But the Most High is faithful.
Right. This is who we should be looking to. The Most High is faithful. Yahweh Shai is faithful. Always got your back. Don't fall to the wickedness around you. Read on.
Who shall establish you?
He shall do what?
Establish you.
Go ahead.
And keep you from evil.
Read.
And we have confidence in the Lord touching you.
And this is my confidence for every brother and sister. Read on.
That ye both do and will do the things which we command you.
We just want brothers and sisters to live by the standard and the example through the scriptures. The standard that's been laid down. That's all we ever ask. It ain't my standard. It ain't his standard. It ain't Kazakia's standard. It's what is written. Thus saith the Most High. Go ahead.
And the Lord direct your hearts.
And who directs your hearts?
The Lord directs your hearts.
This is the point. The Most High should be directing your heart. Go ahead.
Into the love of the Most High.
Read. So Yahweh Shai should be directing your heart into the love of the Most High. Through the Spirit, through the Word. Read on.
And into the patience, waiting for Yahweh Shai.
Read.
Now we command you, brethren.
Now, again, if this wickedness is around and amongst you, go ahead.
In the name of our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that ye would draw yourself from every brother that walketh disorderly.
Yeah, even myself. If I ever walk disorderly, I wouldn't expect anybody to follow me or listen to me. If I was walking disorderly, if I was dealing with the accursed things, I wouldn't expect. Listen, if I ever fall off, nobody follow me. I don't want my rib to follow me. I don't want my kids to follow me. I don't want nobody to follow me. Let me fall off. Try to pick me up, but don't follow me, right? Don't follow me into my fall. Go ahead.
And not after the tradition which he received of us.
Go ahead.
For yourselves know how ye ought to follow us.
Yeah, and y'all know better. Y'all know when through the Spirit y'all understand how to follow and what y'all have to do for yourselves, to build your house, to build your family. The example is there. The example is there through men. The scriptures are there. So y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing. A lot of y'all know. Y'all know that y'all slothful. Y'all know that y'all covetous, lustful, prideful. Y'all know it. All you got to do is look at the example of how to not be prideful, how to not be slothful, how to not be covetous. Look at the brothers that are sacrificing and say, damn, well, if you sacrifice, you can't be a covetous brother. Because a brother that's covetous ain't trying to give nothing up. So look at these examples. Read on.
For we behave not ourselves disorderly among you.
And that's the hope and that's the practice, that as leaders, we don't behave ourselves disorderly among you, to give you that bad example. Any questions? On the topic? Yes, it's 10:10, so I ain't gonna keep y'all all night. I wasn't planning on going all night, but we went all night. No, if you got questions, just hold it. Cool? Friday. Today's Wednesday. Was there any question? I know they were doing a lot of talking on the chat. Was there anything on the topic? Yeah. If you got questions online, just hold on to them until Friday. You know we'll get to them. We don't run from them, but we have been doing a lot of questions. I think the Sabbath was like 8 hours.
God.
We did like 5 hours of questions.
8 hours.
Well, we did 3 hours of reading.
Hey.
Yeah, and it's not bad. I'm not.
But that went into questions as well.
Yeah. We do a lot of questions, so I definitely wanted to get this one off. If there's nothing online, we definitely thank y'all for sticking with us. Again, please be respectful in the chat. There are people in the chat that are trying to learn. And, you know, if y'all in there thinking that y'all answering questions and teaching, just go ahead and start your own chat. Start your own YouTube. Set up a podium, get some mics, and you teach. If there's no respect in that chat, as you can see, brothers, sisters, you will get deleted. Yeah, but if that's it, definitely want to thank everybody for joining us. And let's salute them online.
Shalom.